You don't agree? You don't think ball is life? Is that what I'm hearing?
Ball is life.
There we go. Ball is life.
Ball is life because ball is a part of life.
No, ball is life. Not just a
Uh,
part. Ball is life.
exactly.
Yes.
Working is life. Ball is life. Damn, we got 200 people in here already. Jesus Christ.
The
That
people want to
was
be
a
in a
real
chat
game.
where they can talk. That's why.
Word. Oh yeah, that's right. They helping us out for real, bro. Um, as you can see, it's of video. I was thinking about like the love of like Bobo and stuff that everyone just be giving. Like, can y'all stop doing this? Like, please, like y'all, whenever y'all see a big, like a dribble with the ball, shoot a couple of threes, like y'all just overhype the motherfuckers like they about to be something. Now, I'm not talking about Victor because I think Victor can translate, but it's not because he's going to become this offensive demon. And that's what people thinking. Like he's going to be this offensive demon. I think that's something he's going to need to grow into. His main impact is going to be like on the defensive side of the ball and being a rim protector.
You changed your tune.
On Victor?
Yeah, you were higher on his offense than his defense a few months ago. I remember having the conversation with you.
Yeah, I started watching more of him. That's why.
Yeah, I like that you became more informed. I respect that.
yeah. I started watching more of him. I'm like, bro, like I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. And then Bobo is another one. Like people are like up in arms that he can't get a job or like he can't be on a team. Where it's like, bro, like you just gotta be real with yourselves. Like he's not that great of a defender. He can't like he could dribble, but he's not like a consistent good dribbler, and he doesn't even have a consistent shot. So you see these flashes on Instagram, you see these flashes on TikTok, you see all of this, and then you're like, oh man, this guy's gonna dominate the league. No, bro, like stop. Like just stop, please. And y'all do it all the time. Like y'all do it all the time. It's just so weird to me. So please stop doing it because just because they're unicorns or just because we think they can become unicorns doesn't mean that they're going to be that or that's not even what they're showing us right now, bro. What you got to say, bro?
I just want to. So you don't. Um, I don't know what I was going to say. I was thinking about something and I now got confused. Um, so you don't think. Actually, I don't know what I was going to say. Though. I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea.
Okay, you're
In
good.
in my mind, I was thinking something, but then when you asked me what I was thinking, it just left my
Was it
mind.
about Bobo or Victor?
Yeah, so it was about one of them. I think it was about Victor. Do you think his shooting is going to translate?
No. I think and PT is important. I think on the Denver like he didn't get enough of it, so I do acknowledge that. But even watching him play, I just don't think it could be something that could be a consistent thing to be good enough for him to be a starting player in the NBA. Because of all the other things that I've labeled. Like, he's not that good. He's
I
not.
agree. I agree, but I mean, bigs when they have guard skills get overrated, and it's not like people are going out their way to watch these mediocre teams play to see what's going on. Like Bobo can't pass the ball. His handle is only okay in transition in the half court. He can't dribble. His defense, other than a few blocks occasionally, is still not very good. His awareness isn't good. In pick and roll coverage, he's terrible. So I mean, there's many reasons why he doesn't play. It's not just because he has, like, you think, oh, he shoots. I think he shot like 38% from three this year.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's more to it than that. Just watch the games. What like so many things would be solved if people actually watched basketball, but they don't like to do that. So they end up having these baseless opinions and then they call other people casuals. Because what they do is they look at basketball reference and see Bobo average like 12
No,
points and
no, it's
seven
not
rebounds or
that.
something.
It's not that. It's the clips.
Yeah,
Go look
that's
at
where they get
clips.
their knowledge from. So what they do, they'll see highlights, and then what they'll do is they'll be like, "Oh, this is nice." They'll go on basketball reference, and if his field goal percentage is over 50% and his 3-point percentage is over 35%,
He
like,
killing. He's a
this guy's
heathen.
good. But if they see a highlight and the guy's shooting like 42%, it's like, well, this guy's just a shot chucker. Like, you don't watch these people. That's what they do. Like, I know what they do. It's so obvious. That's why they think Bobo is good because he's like 55% from the field or something, and like 38% from three. Plus, he has the highlights. Like, well, this guy clearly is good. Like, look at the numbers and then look at this. Like, watch him play. But
They don't see it, bro. I'm about to send a link for you guys, but it's sad, bro. And my whole thing is that I hate it, and you know I hate it all the time. Wrong about Bruce Brown, I guess. Bruce Brown did show out. I just hate it when people like. I don't hate role players. I hate it when no. I hate it when you give the wrong role players love. Or like when you just give the wrong people love that aren't really that good. Like it just really aggravates me.
Like Thomas Bryant, right?
Thomas Bryant. I was one of the few people that called out the Martin brothers before they even became like a popular. Right?
I mean, Cody's not that good, I'm gonna be honest.
Cody?
Cody's not that good. He's not.
He's on Charlotte though. Boy.
Caleb's better than Cody.
Caleb is better, but Cody's on Charlotte. Put him on a different unit, it'll be better for him. He needs a unit with some type of stability because Charlotte is a terribly ran organization. I don't know what the hell they're doing. What's good, fellas?
What up, Dove? What up, Mars?
Salute, Mars, Dove.
What's good, y'all?
Wait, but Dub, I do want to like.
Wait. Let me address
go ahead.
This buffoon right here. I said I
hate. Don't call Jay Blair a buffoon.
I'm gonna call him a buffoon.
Don't do that.
But I appreciate the support. But you buffoon. I hated him playing the 4. I still did not like that him playing the 4. I just didn't think it was a good thing.
I mean, wasn't it Jimmy per se? It's just y'all run like a switch scheme, and like y'all are like heavy ball pressure, so it's like, you know. I mean, regardless, him at the 3 is still iffy. I would still say him at the 3 is iffy. Like
3?
He's more like a 2 guard to me.
I'd rather him be like a 2 guard than
because he's like 6'5", and he's not like a big guy. He's like 6'5", 2. I don't know. He's not like super. He's not like a big 3 like Lou Dort or like
the reason it worked against Boston is because Boston like their 1-3 is like pretty like like wing style.
Yeah.
So
like,
Boston's also a dumb team too. So.
Well, that too, but
wow.
But Dub, I do want to get into basically get into what you were talking about, bro. These 25-year-old prospects that everybody just wants to keep giving a chance on, when we've seen time and time again, and this is not even just Bol. I'll get into more people. Mo Bamba and Cam Reddish. Like that's like the 3 musketeers of just
okay, bro.
Shut up.
Relax on Cam Reddish.
I'll speak from personal experience. I'll speak from personal experience. He was on the Knicks for the beginning of last season. And when he played, we were an insufferably bad defense because he was one of the worst off-ball defenders in the league. He was just not competent.
He was on my Hawks. He was on my Hawks at first, and I would say we didn't develop him that well. We didn't give him much playing time because in the Eastern Conference Finals, he had 22 points. He was a good defender here in Atlanta, but we didn't give him much playing time.
I'm not saying he's not. And again, this is not to say that Cam Reddish is no like slouch. Like he could obviously be anybody in this Players' Choice lobby and in the chat. He could obviously be anybody. I'm not saying that he can't be no NBA player. But what I'm saying is, compared to his peers, he's not up there. And and there's a reason he keeps getting bounced from team to team. Nobody's giving him a chance. Is because he just doesn't show it. He's one of the worst off-ball defenders in the league. Like it's crazy because like after we stopped giving him touches, after we stopped playing him like so much time defensively, the Knicks just automatically became a really good defense.
Okay, I agree. I'll give you this. Like he does get disengaged.
Keyboard right now, so I can't kick you.
I would say he does get disengaged from when he doesn't have the ball. I would say he does get disengaged when he doesn't have the ball. I'll give you that. Like him having touches.
And that's another thing too. His mindset. It's not even in the mindset to be a role player. So it's like at this point, like, bro, I'm telling you, he's part of the 3 musketeers of give him another chance. Because it's the same thing with Mo Bamba and it's the same thing with Bobo, as you were saying. Because
wasn't Bobo pretty good this year, or decent?
He had a stretch. He had a good stretch where he was doing this thing, and it was actually pretty impressive. But honestly, like, we can't just use one stretch from everything we've seen so far, and also the injury-prone concerns. Like, same thing with Mo Bamba. And also, like, there was Lakers reports that Mo Bamba was, like, he was disgruntled with his role on the team. But it's like, bro, the Lakers needed a backup big, and Wenyen Gabriel got minutes over you because he showed it.
Like, so I got a question. Like, when is – because a lot of the guys we talk about, like, Mo, Cam, not Bobo, but they was like lottery picks. They like highly talented players. Their talent is undeniable. When do they stop getting chances?
I feel like
when it's like enough.
Really after the third year, bro.
Wait, like if you're talking about like rotational minutes, or are you talking about like starter minutes?
Like, cause you were saying how, like, we keep like glossing over these guys, or something like that. So should they be in the league? Should they just be rotation players, or should we just like forget about them entirely? Like,
My thing is this. Obviously, there are players in the NBA that I can see them being better than. Yet those guys have contracts. Yet those guys have like spots on the team. Yes, you can give them like 13th, 14th man spots. See what they do in practice, and if there's a change in a mindset, a change in how they play their game style, it's more so a role player style. Yeah, yeah, I'm fine with that. But if it's like actual rotational minutes with what they've been showing so far in their careers in the NBA, no, don't give them a chance.
That's interesting.
I feel you,
Yeah,
bro.
I mean, yeah, they're not that. Like, I like Cam Reddish like a lot, like as a player. So I'm like, I pretend to be biased, but realistically, he's not a very good NBA player. And it was pretty obvious, even just coming out of college, playing next to RJ Barrett and Zion. He wasn't good there either. He had like one good game, and that was like the Cam Reddish fan club. They held on to that one game.
And we hit that game winner.
Everyone just held on to that one game and see this is what Cam Reddish can do. But like,
I do think he should have went to Duke. I feel like he should have went to a team where he could have like thrive on his own. I think him going to Duke and playing behind Zion, Cam, and RJ Barrett, he didn't get to develop his game or like kind of show his skill set really. So I do think he shouldn't have went to Duke, even though it's a stat. I understand it's a stat team. You want to win,
but I don't want to give him that pass because I think that it showed his flaws that he has in the league right now to play like winning basketball. Like I was telling one of my Laker friends yesterday. He told us, "Nah, Cam gonna play over Taurean Prince." I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about because Taurean Prince can play a role. Taurean Prince can be a consistent shooter, a defender, give you consistent effort. And I think that's something that Cam Reddish.
Taurean Prince never been consistent.
More consistent than Cam Reddish.
Like, and the thing is,
he consistently play his role.
Exactly, and also another thing too. It's not like these guys haven't had opportunities. They they might not have had like number 1 overall pick opportunities where they could just like free reign and do whatever the hell they want to do, but they've had like good chunks to show that like, hey, they could be in the league. Like Cam Reddish got real minutes with the Knicks. Like he had Jalen Brunson next to him, he had Julius Randle next to him, he had a good surround of defensive pieces like in order for him to go work and operate, and he didn't show anything. If anything, he tanked the team more than he did benefit the team. And then he got end of the bench minutes. He got traded to Portland. And then in Portland, like, I really wasn't even impressed with anything that really happened. So it's like, what? Like at that point with Cam, it's like how much are we really just going to are people really going to give him another chance? Or are people just going to accept that he's a 25-year-old prospect?
I think what happens is, and this happens to a lot of NBA players, and it goes back to the point I've been making for like the past 2 weeks. Good basketball players and then good NBA players. Cam Reddish is very good at basketball, but his skill set is made to be a focal point of a team. And he's not good enough to justify that in the NBA, so you're going to ask him to play a role. He is not a role player. So as a role player, he's not going to be good for you. And in order for him to be at his best, he's gonna need to be the focal point of your team.
It's basically like Cam Thomas. That's like Cam Thomas.
Yeah, Cam Thomas has the same problem, and I think Amani Bates is gonna have the same problem in the NBA too. These type of players, they need to have a team like where they're the focal point. But in the NBA, when the focal points are Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, Giannis, Jokic, you're not going to be able to justify that. So then when you're asked to be a role player, you're not going to look good. And it's going to make guys like Caleb Martin or Taurean Prince
look better when
look like they're better players when really and truly they're not.
Hey, Mars, I think
Go ahead.
I think Money Bates go get a good opportunity because they really don't have a true wing, true three. So Money Bates go get his opportunities this year.
I agree, he's going to get an opportunity. It's about what he does with it. If he's willing to just become a spot-up shooter, which is what I think he needs to do to have a role in this league, I think he can be okay. It's whether or not he believes he's going to be a spot-up shooter because he's been everywhere he's gone. He's the main guy, and he's been put in systems where he is the main guy. So I don't know how much he's going to buy into that, but we'll see.
All I'll say is this. If Karis LeVert can get minutes on that fucking Cavs team, then yeah, Amani Bates can get
Think
minutes.
what Amani is like.
No, don't care
Amani
about
is
Karis LeVert.
Karis LeVert.
Pro.
Respect Baby
not
Durant.
bad.
Respect
My
Baby Durant. What are we talking about?
No.
Now, but I
Karis
am gonna
LeVert,
say
bro.
this about Amani Bates. His character is a question. He's not. He hasn't shown discipline, so that's a question mark about Amani Bates. So you can say what you say about Karis LeVert,
Yeah, and
but
Max
Amani Bates has other issues outside of just the skill set. For him being disciplined, for him being the team guy, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? So
Karis LeVert,
it's a question mark. He got a big question mark on him.
And plus, Amani Bates defensively is kind of questionable too. It's like
more than questionable. He's egregious. But it goes back to it. Like if you're at the park just playing pickup, and you have Cam Reddish and you have Taurean Prince.
Oh, Cam Reddish gonna win.
We're all taking Cam Reddish.
I'm taking Taurean Prince.
Well, I'm starting team.
Dexter wants to be Cam Reddish himself. That's
I'm gonna be Cam Reddish to the team.
But I ain't gonna say this about Cam Reddish though. Cam Reddish, unfortunately, he been in a situation that he didn't get opportunities at the New York Knicks, for instance. He didn't get.
He had an opportunity.
We gave him opportunity in New York.
Y'all didn't get that man opportunity.
Yes, we did.
You know how Coach Tibbs is. You know how Coach Thibodeau is. He didn't really get.
If you can't easy on defense, you know what's funny? Tibbs literally runs let him cook offense, so you'd expect that Cam Reddish would cook. Like you expect, like.
But those point guards, but point guards flourish under Tibbs, not shooting guards. That's what he primarily is. Point guards flourish like an Aaron Brooks we've seen. Nate Robinson resurrected his career for a year or two with the Bulls at the time. So point guards normally flourish. That's why you had Quickly looking good at times. Because point guards flourish under Tibbs.
Not trying to hear
so
that.
Karen Reddish is not a point guard.
Was
So
all
he didn't get the opportunity.
So yeah, he just wasn't good enough. If you're not playing defense for Tibbs, then you ain't gonna play.
Like I do agree that like Tibbs is a stubborn guy. Like I'm not gonna be one of them people that like always gives Tibbs the benefit of the doubt. He obviously is a stubborn guy. He doesn't like playing young guys a lot. But for Cam specifically, like it seemed like he gave a lot of exceptions to him.
I mean he did Obi Toppin one. I feel like Obi Toppin should have got a whole.
Obi's was just a bad luck scenario. Like because like Randall just blossomed out of nowhere. And
Randall didn't blossom. Randall ain't blossom.
Regular season. Regular season. Wait, regular season. Regular season.
Randall mediocre, man. Julius Randle is a mediocre.
No, he's a horrible.
Someone I thought would be better in the league. That's another one. I still believe he has.
Me too. I thought he was gonna be real good, Mars, because like he was a college player of the year in Dayton. I saw more of his game. I think he'd be more than a lob threat. Then
I bought stock in his 3-point shot maybe a bit too. I bought too much stock in that. But
I bet you Obi Toppin gonna look good for the Pacers this upcoming season.
Oh, he will. He's gonna look nice.
Next to Tyrese Halliburton, I mean.
Apparently his floor is Steve Nash.
Facts.
No,
Steve Nash is insane.
Who said that?
Context matters. He's in the chat right now.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I don't believe he said that.
He did say that.
He did say that.
No way.
He said his ceiling is Jason Kidd and his floor Steve Nash.
And he said
that. Play defense.
I don't believe that.
I know you better than that. Ticket trying to get on, Doug. Ticket to get on.
Where's Ticket at? He was just on earlier. He left.
His floor is a Hall of Famer. One of the best playmakers in the NBA.
Let's not get confused. Hold on. Let's not get confused. Let's understand that Steve Nash out the gate was not Steve Nash. So you guys are comparing his Hall of Fame career.
His name was still Steve.
It was no. Come on. You know what I'm saying? It took him a while to get developed into the Steve Nash that we're talking about. He was with a coach that gave him free reign and Don Nelson, and he was not this caliber of player. He was developing into it. All I'm saying is that if you start to put more pieces around Tyrese Halliburton, he will be able to replicate the same.
Mars through the hand,
but you said
floor.
That's his floor. That's his floor to me.
Go ahead, Mars.
Look at his numbers now.
So context, I just want to understand. Are you saying Tyrese Halliburton is better than Steve Nash was in Dallas? Like right now,
God.
Tyrese Halliburton is better than Steve Nash was in Dallas. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I will say that.
You going too far.
I will say that.
Dude,
I will say
that's
that.
not
I will
true.
I will say that. The reason why, let me give you my reason why.
I mean, if you get Harry's out,
Go ahead.
The reason why I will say
you got Miles Turner, it's Black Dirk right there. What are we talking about?
Black
no, don't do that.
Dirk.
Now we're just saying everything. Now we're
That's
just saying
hilarious.
Hey, if you're saying stuff, I'm saying stuff too.
A Black Dirk.
No, but all I'm saying is like if you just
Can Dirk move like that? I'm just saying.
If
Tyrese got to do it for he got to do it consistently. Last year could be an anomaly.
Yeah, he don't know what he could be.
And plus, I think you're overrating.
No, he just got to do something in the half court.
I think you overrate his playmaking a little bit.
You don't watch.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I love the high pace.
I'm gonna hit him with this.
You said Julius Randle Blossom.
You remember the Pacers? No, you remember the Pacers? No,
regular season.
No, but bro. Yeah, but bro, you remember the Pacers?
Season? Did he not in 2021?
Hey, Con, I'm gonna ask you. I want to ask you something. So what you were saying? You saying his floor is Dallas Steve Nash?
Yeah.
No, he's already above that.
Dallas Steve Nash. Okay, you just said Steve Nash.
Yeah, I'm about
So you saying his floor?
You know, he can't
Hold on, fellas. Because I need context.
49.
Hold on, Herb. Because I want context to explain it even further. So go ahead, because he's been trying to explain it for a while now. So go ahead, context.
Yeah, so what I was saying is that if you just look at his numbers, right? If you look at his numbers that he had this past year, right? And you look at Steve Nash numbers, MVP years, there's a lot of similarities. I've seen an occasion where he's had 29 and 20 assists. So that's 30 and 20, right? I've seen 43 and 15 assists. I've seen where he had 3 game span, right? And when he had 60 assists, if I'm not mistaken, with no turnovers in a 3 game span, right? So these are things, and I'm seeing it with guys that aren't these players like Joe Johnson. They're not players like Sean Marion. Especially, he has hold on, he doesn't have anything close to Amari Stoudemire. So let's be for real. Steve Nash peaked in his Suns. He was not peaking with Dirk. He was peaking with Amari Stoudemire, Sean Marion, Joe Johnson, Leandro Barbosa. Like, if we're gonna do it, let's do it.
Since you want to do it, he had De'Aaron Fox as a bad court, mate.
Hey, Con, I know you know better. I know you know better than just to look at numbers and say, "Oh,
that's what I'm saying. You need to change your name from context matters because clearly
you got to apply
you
context.
just compared stats from 2023.
No, context doesn't matter.
Clearly, context doesn't matter. Clearly,
no.
Hey, Mars, he forget Tyrese Halliburton. He had De'Aaron Fox. He ain't do nothing with De'Aaron Fox.
That's why my name is context matters. Because I'm going to tell you context matters.
No, Herm, don't do that because De'Aaron Fox.
Why not do that? They had a whole season together.
I'm gonna tell you why.
They had a whole season together. Why not do that?
Let me tell you why. Because
he was a rookie, Herm, to be honest. To be fair,
you have to also remember that they were as far as minutes, they were playing with each other. They were also Tyrese was De'Aaron Fox's backup, right? So it wasn't like they were playing with each other side by side. On top of that, De'Aaron Fox is not the shooter that Joe Johnson was. And on top of that, too, Joe Johnson's role on Phoenix.
De'Aaron Fox the scorer, though. He's a better scorer.
But he's not a shooter. But
he's
you have to remember.
I don't know about that.
Herm, what was Joe Johnson's role on Phoenix? Let me ask that first. What was Joe Johnson's role on Phoenix? Was it this ISO Atlanta Hawks Joe Johnson?
Role player. Spot up,
or he was a spot up shooter, right? So it complements Steve Nash to have him on the ball, and we saw him more on the ball. De'Aaron Fox is going to take away the ball handling from Tyrese Halliburton. That's going to minimize his impact in being a playmaker.
But was you comparing Halliburton to Nash's Dallas?
I hear you, but I think you kind of overrate his playmaking a little bit because like when you watch Tyrese Halliburton game, like he passes the ball and like the players will like kind of like create their own shots. Like they'll take 2, 1, 3 dribbles versus like a guy like when you even though you like a guy like Trae Young.
That's a lie. Hold on. Let me just counter because
that's a lie.
We're gonna cut through all these points surgically, real quick. We're gonna do this real quick. So that's a lie, Dev. There's been multiple times where he's creating the angle with one pass.
I don't disagree.
Hold on. Let me finish, Dev. Let me finish. You're saying like the playmaking is overrated. No, it is not overrated. If you watch Tyrese, that's what I'm saying. A lot of you guys don't watch Tyrese Halliburton, and you guys don't. He was making Miles Turner look crazy. He was making Benedict Mathurin look amazing. He was making Nemhard look amazing. They didn't have to do that much. So for you guys to say that it wasn't that the playmaking wasn't that crazy,
I gotta ask you this.
No, I'm not saying
where do you rank him as a playmaker?
I gotta ask context.
Like when I say it's overrated, I'm not saying it's like he's a bad playmaker. I don't want the chat or anyone to say like I think he's a bad playmaker. I just don't think he's like a top 3 or top 3 playmaker. Yeah, that's in Steve Nash level.
But context, you had like Miles Turner. You had like Miles Turner had a career year because of Halliburton.
No, context. Let me ask you something.
Honestly, let them get it real quick. Like context got argue like 5 points right now.
Yeah, he's trying to. Yeah, you see, they trying to give me. They trying to jump me.
Oh my God, I didn't know he
let Herm in context go.
Yeah, hold on. It's all good. It's all good.
But you trying saying you were saying like how he was setting up Miles Turner doing this and doing that. Yeah. Did Miles Turner have a career year this past season?
I wouldn't say he had a career year, but however, Herm, it changed the perspective of Miles Turner. Don't you see that Miles Turner is in a lot of trades? No. Hold on. It added on to his value because what happens is when
he's the same as he was last.
He got way more.
He got the same value.
He had more internal improvements.
No, that is not true. He got way more looks, Herm.
So who won him right now? Then so who wants him bad right now? What team is clamoring
for that contract that he wants?
Right now?
It's because of the contract. It's more so the money.
Now who wants him though? You saying
for a cheap contract? A lot of teams would want him, but
but for a cheap, that's what I'm saying. Like you have to also think about the money. Like go ahead.
And also, what he said though, he's saying that he increased his value. So if he increased his value,
what I mean though,
you can increase your value and still not be somebody that teams want to go for because of your contract,
because of the money. So, but in terms of play and fit and style, and people will always say, "Oh, damn, we need a Miles Turner like person. We need a Miles Turner like to complement such and such." Why are they using Miles Turner as a comp? That means that you brought awareness. You've brought people are paying attention to Miles Turner.
Then I gotta ask you this context. Mm-hmm. Is Halliburton the shooter as Steve Nash was? Is he more efficient?
Took the words out my mouth.
He's not the shooter Steve Nash was.
So I would say that he is not the full shooter, but I don't see that it's that far away.
So you see him being a 50-40-90 guy.
What was his percentage?
So you see him being a 50-40-90 guy.
It's possible. Yeah, I can say
that. Mars, what was Halliburton?
I don't even think he got the. He doesn't really have the mid-range element that Steve Nash has.
You don't realize
Halliburton has to shoot the ball at certain angles and from certain distance. He can't even create the certain type of shots because of his weird ass.
So hold on.
He just can't create separation. That's really the main thing.
No, his shot form is whatever. He can't create. So here's the thing. His
shot form is whatever. To be honest,
let me say this, and that's where I actually explained it in the beginning as well. I said the only thing that Steve Nash needs to do, I mean Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, Halliburton needs to do is improve his ball handling, because I will say that Steve Nash ball handling is way better than Tyrese Halliburton's.
He needs to improve his 3-level scoring ability as well. Hold on. He doesn't have a consistent mid-range. He's not a consistent 3-point shooter. Nash, you had to account for Nash. Teams had to account for Nash every single play on the court, because Nash, he could drop a quiet 30 on you easily. If you're giving them space and allowing him to shoot. Nash was money. Nash was automatic, honestly. I wish Nash actually took more shots. He would have averaged easy 20 and 12 a game if he wanted to.
Wait, I got a question. If Steve Nash is his floor, what's his ceiling?
Jason Kidd. You said J. Kidd.
No, hold
on, wait, that's backwards.
Hey, bro, his ceiling might be Steph Curry. Just say his ceiling is Steph Curry. Just say
that's backwards.
No, I don't. Like I said. So to me, I don't think his ball handling is. I don't know how far his ball handling is going to advance to make him the scorer like Shears Wildin, as far as to make him to the scorer that Steph is. What I'm saying is to you is, I feel like he has a little bit more of an aggressive tone in his scoring versus Steve Nash. On top of that, too, I just think that Steve Nash is a more fluid ball handler than he is. So I said, if Halliburton is able to improve on his ball handling and improve on his scoring counters in the mid-range, then I think that he will pass Steve Nash. However, hold on.
Somebody who's worse than Steve Nash?
So we said?
You said and that will make him.
No, I said
move towards Jason Kidd, somebody who's worse.
Yeah, he will move towards. He will move. So the reason why is because I think that Jason Kidd, the degree of difficulty of not being this elite scorer but still being a playmaker, I value that higher than Steve Nash. So that's why I put Jason Kidd higher than Steve Nash.
And defense,
because he was worse.
Steve Nash and not having the floor.
What happened?
So because Jason Kidd has a floor, which is his scoring, you value him being able to play make because Steve Nash
wasn't that crazy of a
no. So that's my point, Mars. So for example, right, look at it from this perspective. You have to look at it as if the defense isn't keying on you as a scoring option, but you're still able to produce and still are able to create opportunities for your teammate, that is a degree of difficulty that you're passing. Okay. So you're having your own handicap and you're going past your own handicap.
Let's think about this.
But I don't think that makes sense.
Imagine this. Now imagine you just didn't handicap yourself. That's what Steve Nash did. He could score. Jason Kidd couldn't score, so he put himself in a wheelchair, and now you're giving him credit for being able to move past in a wheelchair.
No,
Steve Nash could just walk.
But I also I
can score.
But Mars, I also include Jason Kidd's defense on top
there
of
we go. No, that's
context to help you out.
You don't have to lead with it, Mars. You just got to be patient and walk.
The handicap thing just didn't make sense. I'm sorry.
Context to help you out. Context to help you out.
Hey, bro, outside of passing, what is Jason Kidd's calling card? Defense. Like, come on, bro. Like,
but context.
Tyrese Halliburton is not even going to be 2% of Jason Kidd as a defender.
But context. This is what you forget about Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was a great finisher at the rim.
At the rim.
He had a great floater.
A great finisher.
Great is a stretch.
Jason Kidd can finish amongst them trees, and he had an excellent floater. And on top of that, Jason Kidd was a big point guard. So what he did a lot to alleviate his limited offensive abilities, he did post up the smaller point guards a lot, which enabled him to create for his teammates. So you know what I'm saying? So you know, Jason Kidd was still able to substitute some of his weaknesses with his knowledge and with his size as a point guard, because he was considered a big point guard at his time. So
do you think Tyrese a top 3 or top 5 playmaker today?
No.
I would say that if he has the argument, he
could be top 10.
5. But I would put him just top 10. But I said he
ain't even beat the James Harden allegations.
If you make the argument,
I think he is.
You can make the argument.
He's top 10. He's top 10.
He's in the 5, but he's for sure top 10. For sure top 10.
Tyrese is like this,
for sure.
Right? With Tyrese Halliburton, even though that I'm not going to say that there are instances, a good amount of instances where, you know, he passes it to his guy and they're literally creating their own shot and he's still getting the assist. There's also moments where, especially like through the pick and roll and like dribble penetration, he gravitates the defense to him. Yeah. He can kick out of it, make some good passes out of a drive. And the defense does react to him and his like shooting ability.
Also
so
in transition.
I think in the James Harden and Tyrese, I think that's his realm. James Harden, that's his realm. That is his realm.
But also,
you talking about the current version of James Harden? Or like,
the current version.
Okay, yeah.
I just want to shed light on like 2 issues that I see when it comes to Tyrese Halliburton as a player that I feel like can get to the point where he's overrated. So the number one thing is, well, not the number one thing, but the first point is the system that he's in and also the style of play that they run. Rick Carlisle is running like a heavy, high-paced system that allows for like a lot of fast movement. So like it's like immediately when Tyrese grabs the ball, pass right away. And then it leads to like easy assists because of like high tempo, which I'm not knocking Tyrese for, because I feel like what people do is
D'Antoni much? Just go ahead. But that's not D'Antoni like?
No, that is, I mean,
7 seconds or less?
Yeah, it is D'Antoni-esque. Okay. But could I also mention that in 2010, when or in 2009 or 2010, whichever one, where Alvin Gentry became the coach for the Phoenix Suns, Nash had similar level impact without D'Antoni. So
Alvin Gentry was just.
I mean, he was. Yeah,
oh, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
I mean,
but now it's D'Antoni 2.0. Like, but, come on, bro.
No,
like,
he was down
basically.
When you mention those
in essence, what I'm saying is, regardless of whoever it is, Nash will do what he does. That's pretty much.
Terry Porter?
Did he do it with Don Nelson?
Hey. Yes, 2004. 2004.
My thing is, though,
What
when you mention those
bro,
stats,
2004, the Mavs were like one of the best. Like,
what was his stats?
2003?
What was his stats in 2004?
Oh, you're a stat
Bro, see,
merchant.
that's the thing, though, context.
And this is another thing too. Y'all get into the second reason. Wait, hold on. Let me get into the second reason.
Contradicting your own name right now, because
in context, I'll also add it to the
I already
second
gave
reason.
my reasons. I gave a lot of context within it.
Let me add it to the second reason. The second reason is because in the 2000s, stats are deflated compared to now because of the slower pace of the dead ball era. So, like, of course, Nash's stats aren't going to be super high, like, just super high and like large in like amount because of the fact that he played in the mid 2000s or early mid 2000s.
Yeah, I think
he don't context don't realize that Don Nelson was Dan Tony before Dan Tony.
I know that already.
He was an innovator. He was an innovator offensively, man. Anybody look at those
if you trying to compare Tyrese and Steve Nash, and you say, "Oh, what was his stats this year? What was his stats that year?" You missing a lot of context because the context don't tell you. I mean, the stats don't tell you. Steve Nash was just a far better creator and playmaker.
So are you going based off? You're just going based off Tyrese's play style? Because that's the only question I had. Because like obviously not based on his play style. Because like you think Tyrese Halliburton is like he has a similar game to Steve Nash. That's why you're kind of saying that his game is similar, or
his stats are similar, but them as players.
Hey, context. I'm gonna say this too.
And also,
Halliburton was nowhere better than Jason Kidd because we seen Jason Kidd lead a New Jersey Nets team that had no business go to the finals back-to-back years, and he made that team a good team. We ain't seen Halliburton play on that elite level yet. So
hold on, dog. No, I got him.
For you to compare Halliburton to Steve Nash, you really out your damn mind.
I got you, my G. Hold on. Did you know that Tyrese Halliburton had the Did you know that Tyrese Halliburton had the Pacers at the top?
All right, and guess what? They slowed down. They slowed down, and he started playing mediocre too.
He got injured. That's what happened. The team got
injured part of the game.
And no, it doesn't matter though. So if
part of the game, it do matter.
If my point is that he's Herm, if I'm saying that his impact is what making that team go, and he's the one that's out, what do you think is gonna happen to the team, Herm? Doodle cheeks.
Now Tyrese an excellent player, but to say his floor, Steve Nash,
fellas. Context came in later, so you're gonna stay a little bit longer, but I do have to rotate the guests.
All right, you guys for joining. Salute context. Salute,
fellas.
That'll be easy. Salute to you.
Salute,
Julius Randle Blossom. What am I listening to?
Oh shit!
You're not in a space to talk right now. You said
the main thing. Before
you said Jalen Green's going to be the best player. Come on.
Not going to lie, Dub. Beard looking cute today from Neil. Appreciate you. Anthony Edwards by far is better than Jaylen Brown.
That's who's going to be better than Jalen Green for sure. And
I think so too.
No, he's
the main thing I find so funny about this whole Tyrese shit. Mars, he's using two players. Like talking about the floor is Steve Nash and then Jason Kidd. These are two players who are like total opposites of each other. So it's like, how can you even say or like make that type of comparison?
I don't know.
These guys are completely
his
opposite.
Just makes him a terrible scorer, but
no. So
I don't get it.
So my thing is the impact that Steve. Okay, so on two sides of the coin, I think that Jason Kidd is more impactful than Steve Nash. Right. On top of that, too, like I said, you guys may not look at it as a plus, but I think that the fact that he's able to play make with limited offense in that dead ball era, I think I give a plus to that because you have a handicap of not being able to score but still being a threat as a playmaker. But if you guys don't value that, then it is what it is.
I don't get how you get credit for handicapping yourself.
Because
Mars, you're still my arm, offense, but I'm still able to use my one arm. Do I get credit for that? No, I chopped off my arm. Why did I do that?
But Mars, look at the kid Hassan Emmanuel. He's dogging with one arm. And
yeah, he didn't handicap himself. No one told Jason Kidd to be a bad scorer. He could have just got better. Mars, it's like giving. It's like when you make a comeback from down 3-1 and then you get credit for the comeback. But like, just don't go down 3-1 in the first place.
So you don't commend The Cavs for their 3-1 comeback?
No, I said I don't give you extra credit for digging yourself out a hole you put yourself in. That's dumb.
Wait,
Mars
but
I set my house on fire, but I had a fire extinguisher and I put it out.
That's two different things. Mars, no. That's two different things.
That doesn't make sense. I'm not giving you credit.
That's crazy.
Context. What Mars is saying.
I'm not giving you credit for getting yourself out of a handicap you gave yourself.
Hold on. I'll put it in better words so that like context can understand it. What Mars is saying is, even though he is overcoming something that is difficult to overcome, what's bad is bad. That shit is still bad despite him being able to overcome that. So he's going to rank him accordingly despite what he's doing is more impressive.
Yeah, more difficult doesn't Steve Nash just didn't have to overcome that because he could score. Like Jason Kidd doesn't get credit for overcoming something that Steve Nash didn't have to overcome because Steve Nash just didn't have that weakness. Like it's like me giving, Steve Nash tried on defense. He just wasn't very good. No, Steve Nash, he was just bad. Like I'm not giving you credit because you tried.
So I understand what you guys are saying. However, what I'm saying is the impact of creating offense while you are handicapped, that counts for something. I understand what you're saying.
More valuable than creating offense when you're not handicapped.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm including it as degree of difficulty. That's what I'm including it as. So,
but is degree of difficulty more valuable, or is it just more hard? Pause.
Well, no. Well, that's what I'm saying. I value degree of difficulty, right? Like being able to throw look at it in passing, right? You can get 11 assists, right? In very easy assists, very like 1-2 pedestrian assists. But then you can have these Jokic, right, passes, these Magic Johnson passes. Don't you agree that the degree of difficulty in the passing, throwing it in the tighter holes, for example, in dub, or you can get 300 yards in football, right? But the difficulty of passes is going to make you a more impressive quarterback. You can have two quarterbacks that throw for 300 yards, but the guy that's just dinking and dumping, right, like an Alex Smith versus a Patrick Mahomes, different quality of caliber. They can both have 300 yards.
I feel you context, but the thing with Jason Kidd, in that analogy, the thing with Jason Kidd and like Steve Nash, it's like, let's say a quarterback has a weak arm. Like that quarterback has to play in that manner because he cannot throw the fucking ball. Other than somebody who can throw that ball, and Steve Nash, and he doesn't have to play in that manner. So that why the person who is not limited in that way would be more valuable. That's what Mars is saying.
It's like saying I give Jaylen Brown extra credit as a scorer because he can't dribble. Like, no, just learn to dribble and you'd be better.
That's not the same. That's not.
Jaylen Brown averages 26 without being able to dribble. No, it's the exact same. Jaylen Brown averages 26 without being able to dribble. Anthony Edwards averages 25 and he can dribble. Guess Jaylen Brown's 26 is better because it's harder to get 26 without dribbling. No, that doesn't make sense.
No, that wouldn't be.
I'm not giving you credit because you're doing
no. I wouldn't use that. That's. Of
course you wouldn't use it because it's dumb.
No. Mars, that's not the same thing. That's not the
exact same.
No, it's not. Because Mars, what my point would be if I'm comparing Jaylen Brown, I would say that he's scoring next to another guy that's putting up 27 points. That's a little bit more impressive than what Ant is doing, where he's getting more of the bulk touches as the perimeter guard. That's what I'm saying. You're going with a guy that has to compete with another perimeter guard in Jason Tatum, where you have to share touches and you guys have redundancy and skill set. Yes, you putting up 27 is probably going to be a little bit more impressive because Ant Edwards has the ball in his hands a little bit more.
So you do think Jaylen Brown is a better scorer than Anthony?
No, I do not.
Then what are you talking about?
I'm saying if I would make the argument, Mars, if I'm going to make the argument, I wouldn't make the argument.
You're making
about
an argument, but you don't genuinely believe it.
You do it all the time, Mars. You do it all the time.
I'm understanding you. See?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if in that scenario, if I'm going to make the argument for Jaylen Brown, my argument wouldn't be he's scoring without dribbling. No, that wouldn't be. That would be a terrible argument.
It would be a terrible argument.
Right.
The same way it's a terrible argument saying Jason can play makes without scoring.
No, because the playmaking is still creating offense.
Although it's not creating offense as good as Steve Nash is.
Yeah,
it's not as good as Steve Nash.
That's the point. Steve Nash can do more because he can score.
But listen to what I'm saying. I hear what you got. I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is that I attribute it as a degree of difficulty that I think is impressive. The fact that he's not able to score but still create offense for others, even though they're not keying on him as a scorer. Versus Steve Nash, they are keying him as a scorer. So he's not only supplementing he's supplementing his playmaking with having offense where Jason Kidd is handicapped. He can't supplement the playmaking with offense. His offense is the playmaking.
With that train of thought,
so bad.
Who's a better playmaker to you, LeBron or Westbrook?
LeBron.
Okay, and now do you see how contradicting that is?
Well, no,
because
but
LeBron has his, which I agree. LeBron has his size and his athleticism and his height to sit here and make easier passes so defense could react to that, and the scoring ability so he could create easier off that. Russ being just drive and fucking kick and still being able to navigate through traffic and hit the lanes and find open shooters despite not having the size, the length, or the shooting that LeBron has. Go ahead, Mars.
Who's a better finisher, Kyrie or Giannis?
Kyrie or who?
Kyrie or Giannis? Who's a better finisher? I'm asking context.
I would say Kyrie.
Yeah, then we don't need to have the conversation.
I would say, I think it's definitely Giannis. No context. I see what you're saying.
So, the thing is that I think that's just dumb.
It's Giannis. It's Giannis. He's 6'11", bro.
So the thing about it is that
Kyrie the best finisher in NBA history?
No, I don't think.
My next question was going to be: is Allen Iverson a better finisher than LeBron?
No. So let me answer the first question from before, right? So I think that as far as Kyrie, the degree of difficulty, his size, right? The skill set, floater, up and down, the variety that he's able to finish around versus the limited package that Giannis has in terms of footwork, in terms of dexterity, in terms of I think is really predicated. His finishing is predicated a lot on his athleticism versus Kyrie. His finishing has not only included with his athleticism, but his skill has an added layer into it. So I think, go ahead. So I include the degree of difficulty. I think Kyrie has a harder time finishing, and the fact that he's able to finish at a high clip, I find that more impressive because Giannis is bigger, stronger, and just more athletic and be able to dominate. He doesn't need to go up and under. He doesn't have to go through the degree of difficulty that Kyrie has to go.
Yeah, but his physical, like the reason why he's able to finish easier than Kyrie is because he's more physically imposing, his height being 6'11". So Kyrie, you're saying the handicap, I guess, that you're giving Kyrie is because he is 6'3", 6'4", not as strong as
right.
Giannis,
So that's what I'm saying.
But that handicap is, but again, like back to what Mars said to you, the handicap is self-imposed. Like he's just born like that. You know what I mean? Like he's just smaller. So can you really use a handicap where that's self-imposed when you're saying someone's better? So do you think Kyrie's a better finisher than Shaq? Like prime Shaq
or AI?
No.
Wait. Why would you say he's a better finisher than Giannis? I think Giannis is the closer finisher to Shaq.
I believe degree of difficulty is a benefit into what good finishing is.
Yeah, but I don't think degree of difficulty should impact.
I don't either. Is that what?
That's his criteria. Right? That's his.
When does volume and
criteria? I think it looks.
I think it goes from player to player. I don't have. Well, that's the thing about this. Let me say this.
You have to believe Kobe's the best player ever. I'm sorry.
Hold on, Mars. I think I have Jordan as
Kobe didn't have the athletic gifts that Jordan did, so that's unfair. Imagine if Kobe
Jordan had no comp. Kobe's obviously better.
Imagine if Kobe had the athleticism that Jordan.
Hold on, but let me say this, Mars. Not only did Jordan have the athleticism, but he also had the dexterity. He also had the same acrobatic skill that Kobe did have. But that's my point. That adds on.
He didn't have the shooting.
Yeah, so Kobe's doing the same things with more of a handicap. Imagine if he had the hand size of Jordan and the athleticism and the vertical. Imagine
with the dribbling.
But he wasn't to say that he was doing the same exact thing. You can't say he was doing the same exact thing. He wasn't doing the same exact thing.
He was doing the things, but they were more difficult because he didn't have the athleticism to make it easier for him. He couldn't just jump over the top of people as well as Jordan could.
So here's my thing, Mars. So I agree. I think Kobe was a better difficult shot taker than Jordan was. I think
so he's better.
No, that's what I'm saying, Mars. You can't black and white what I'm saying, Mars. Stop doing that.
I can.
No, you can't. So you removing the context of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Kobe was a more difficult shot maker. I agree with that. However, Jordan was able to have the athleticism, but still within the athleticism, the skill set was there as well. the fundamentals were there as well. It wasn't like Kobe was that far supremely skilled over Jordan. I don't have it like that. I don't think that Kobe was the more skilled
because
player,
if he
that
had
much
to
of
do
a
what
more
he
skilled player.
did, but he clearly had to be more skilled because he couldn't generate the easy looks that Jordan could because he wasn't athletic. Now imagine if he was as athletic with the skill he showed with the difficult shots. Jordan can't make the shots that Kobe makes as consistently as Kobe did it. And he didn't have to because he was more athletic. Now imagine if Kobe didn't have to do that either. This efficiency that people love to harp on, the 45% from the field, it goes up because he's getting easier looks. And also he was in a more tough defensive era as well. That's something that's out of his control. So even then, when he's playing in less spacing, zone defenses, and he was still scoring like that, Kobe did more in a more difficult time with less physical tools. He has to be better than Michael Jordan. He has to be.
And
he was guarding better players. He has to be better than him.
He was guarding better players. Yes, he was.
No.
No,
because you guys are trying to have a blanket statement. You guys are, like I said, I do it per player. I don't have the logic that you guys trying to apply.
When it benefits the player, you want it to benefit.
There's a level.
That's the point of context. That's the name of my name. Context matters. I'm not gonna have a black and white slate for every single player. Every single player's circumstance is different. Every player's skill set.
How do you choose who to apply the level?
Your value, how does the value stay the same if circumstances are different? That doesn't make any sense.
If your value is degree of difficulty, that should be consistent for everyone. If you value what someone is doing and how hard it is for them to do it and how hard it is for other people to do it, that should be consistent. You should value Kobe's difficulty and Kyrie's difficulty the same way you'd value it against Shaq to Michael Jordan. No matter who, if you think Giannis is a worse finisher than Kyrie, you should also think Shaq is a worse finisher than Kyrie because your criteria of degree of difficulty should apply to both of them. It shouldn't just apply to Giannis because you don't believe Giannis is good, but Shaq, who's also one-dimensional as a finisher and isn't up and under and dexterity, blah, blah, blah. It should also apply to him. Kyrie should be better than him too. You picking and choosing when you apply the degree of difficulty thing just is biased. That's what it sounds like.
So the reason why, all right, but that's my point. My point is that the reason why is that I think that Shaq was doing it with 3 people on him, right? He was doing it with 3 people on him. He was doing it against bigger bodies. I think Giannis is extremely past in terms of physicality and things like that. He's probably the most physical big man that we see right now. So versus a lot of the stretch bigs that he's going against, it's a little bit disingenuous versus the big bodies that Shaq had to go through. That's why I'm saying that Shaq had bigger bodies to go through. He had so his finishing was a little bit more impressive because he's relying on his strength going against other strong guys. Where Giannis is able to bully guys and get away with going against smaller forwards, smaller centers, things like that.
Who had bigger guys to go against, Kyrie or Shaq?
Isn't it Kyrie? Because he
was
guys who were
if Kyrie's 6'2" and Shaq is 7'1", who was going up against bigger guys, Kyrie or Shaq?
It would be Kyrie, but Kyrie's offense is not predicated on all finishing. That's the thing. That's why I said you guys it doesn't make sense because Kyrie's game is also in the mid range.
You have to have a level of
No, that's fine. Okay, Allen Iverson, Tony Parker. Are they better than Shaq?
The reason why I say that is because he's not frequently going into the paint as much as Shaq is in the paint. Shaq and Giannis live in the paint, right?
That's the context.
That's the was a better finisher though.
At a certain point, if I want to talk about how good like a mid-range shooter that Steph isn't a volume mid-range shooter, but he probably shoots a better percentage than a lot of volume mid-range shooters who are actually better than him. Volume matters to a certain extent, and when you add that in, someone who's a plate finisher or a like elite finisher like Shaq or Giannis is just much better at it like than Kyrie. I think the craftiness of it is true. I think Kyrie's a much better crafty finisher than both of them, but the degree of difficulty is like outweighing like a lot more categories than like you should be considering is what I'm thinking. So that's why I don't agree.
I still think the degree of difficulty matters when it's self-imposed on your body. Like Isaiah Thomas in Boston was 5'11".
I mean, you can say
like
what you
Isaiah
want to say,
Thomas
but
in Boston was 5'11".
No, Mars, you know
know
exactly what I mean. Like my thing is that the frequency that Giannis goes to the rim is way higher than Kyrie. Kyrie's gonna stop and pop. He's gonna shoot.
But yeah, you still think Kyrie's a better finisher than Giannis. So, it doesn't make sense.
That was one of the things.
It's not adding up. We're at 2 + 2, and you're saying 7. Like I don't know where we got these numbers from. It doesn't make sense.
So the thing about it is, Mars, is that he's a more dominant and bigger player, right? So he's a bigger and dominant fisher. But what I'm saying is that
why is he dominant though? Why?
Well, because of the physicality and the competition that he's going against.
How this all applies to Shaq as well.
So why? Wait,
bigger, faster.
Not necessarily, because Shaq was going against bigger bodies.
And Shaq technically was the biggest and the strongest body of them all.
That's fair, but his competition in as far as strength, as far as size, is way different versus Giannis.
What's competition is wait. Time out. So what's so different from you saying that, and then Mars saying because Steve Nash doesn't need to, play the way Jason Kidd played because he already has the skill set of being able to shoot on all three levels to make the defenses respect his shooting ability, that he's going to overall favor that guy than Jason Kidd. What's the difference?
Well, so I understand. Like I said, fellas, I understand if somebody argues Steve Nash, right, and they use the scoring that's the benefactor over Jason Kidd. I understand where they're coming from.
As a playmaker.
Well, that's my point. I say that Steve Nash's scoring supplements his playmaking. Like it adds onto it. It adds onto it versus the handicap that Kidd has. It nullifies that, but I think it's more impressive that you're still able to create offense while the defense isn't keying on you as a scorer. Now, like I said, what's more effective? What brings more production? What brings more variety would be Steve Nash. But I say that the degree of difficulty that Jason Kidd had to go through, I value that a little bit more. It's not that much more. I'm not saying that it's leaps and bounds, but I'm saying the fact that he didn't have this offensive game that Steve Nash had, and the degree of difficulty and still creating offense, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But if the defense are reacting more to Steve Nash, if he's creating better opportunities because of the offensive scoring that he has to add on to his playmaking, then what Mark's saying, 1 + 1 = 2, bro. Like you could value it. You could value Jason Kidd overcoming that, but at the end of the day, Steve Nash and having that scoring threat is what makes him a better playmaker than Jason Kidd. But in order for you to stay on this hill of Jason Kidd being a better playmaker, you're being like, oh, I value you being able to overcome this and overcome that, which is fine. But then when we talk about a guy like Kobe Bryant, when I brought up Russ and LeBron, when you talk about Allen Iverson and Kyrie Irving, the fact is that we're talking about how Shaq and LeBron had physical layers of their game to help their game out. While Kobe and all these other guys had to overcome, you don't give a fuck.
No, I didn't say that. What that was different. That's what I said. There was multiple conversations that was being had, right? The Kobe and Jordan
context. I've been listening to everything, just listening, bro.
Right. So let's break down. Dub, I got you. So let's break down the LeBron and Russ thing. That was a poor argument because I don't think that Russ is a good playmaker. I do not value because I don't think his IQ and his passing is elite. I think LeBron is a way better passer. I think he's a way better IQ, barring
if LeBron was Russ's height, then he will probably be caught in traps, and the way that Russ is, the same struggles will probably happen.
He'd be less effective.
I disagree because I believe that LeBron James sees the floor better than Russell Westbrook.
Yes, he sees the floor.
I'm talking about meaning. No. What I mean by see the floor, meaning not physically, meaning that he anticipates plays way better than he reckon. Like everybody knows that. LeBron's IQ in reading plays, understanding plays, knowing where guys need to be on the. I'm not referring to his physical contact.
He's able to do that. He's able to see the court. He's able to see the court from he's 6'9". He's able to see the court over most guys. That's what helps.
Comes from the fact that he's taller than.
Yeah, that helps him. If LeBron was 6'2", if LeBron was 6'2", playing the way he does, he would not be the GOAT. He would not be as effective as he was. He would not.
So Chris Paul being that small, Isaiah Thomas being that small, how are these guys elite level playmakers? But these guys are very small. I would ask you guys that.
Scoring. Well, Chris Paul's sake, he has some level of scoring threat, so it helps.
I just don't think that's the level of LeBron James as a playmaker.
But so you guys aren't attributing Bron's IQ, play recognition, things of that nature.
Those things matter, but LeBron's also being able to see the floor more.
His life is made easier by the fact he's 6'9". We're not saying
he has all the physical gifts plus the IQ and everything. Yes. He has all the physical gifts of strength, size, speed, agility, all that. Plus giving the IQ, which is what makes him in the GOAT conversation.
Hey, so answer this, because you said Russ has a lower IQ, but he still got off his 10, 11 assists. Doesn't that handicap make it more impressive?
No.
He
was doing that when he was dumb. Imagine if he was smart.
So we're not saying Russ wasn't just doing rim runs and dump offs down low. That's what we're saying. Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, it wasn't high level. It wasn't high level play recognition. Stop, Keem. It wasn't high level play recognition, anticipating the play. It was a lot of just rim run and drop downs to Steven Adams.
Is he not? Wait, but
drop down to Sabonis. Like, what are we doing?
Context. Is he not anticipating when like the defense is collapsing and he's play feeding Steven Adams?
Bro. It's easy to create 2-on-1 operations when you're very fast and you can run and jump and dunk. Like, it's very, like, you're very athletic. Like,
okay, so he's a flex.
You're creating, hold on, Jalen. You are creating 2-on-1 matchups and rim running and dumping off. That's a little bit different than throwing a cross-court pass to J.R. Smith as the play is developing. Totally two different types of assists. What are we talking about here? Totally two different types.
One made a layup and one made a three. Yeah, I mean, the layup is.
You don't see the contradiction though?
What's the contradiction?
Like
I just said one was created by rim running.
You just
right?
said that Russell Westbrook's speed and athleticism helped him play make better. Is what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
So I said that, listen to what I'm saying. He was creating more opportunity with 2-on-1 by splitting the double team and dropping off when the big man would step up, drop off. That's spoon feeding. That's spoon feeding assist. Same thing like John Wall with Marshawn Gortat. Versus you're seeing the plays develop and he's getting open shots for Channing Frye in the play, not just on the top of the key. As the play's developing, seeing where the defense is going to collapse, and he's not even bending the defense by getting into the lane. He's doing it on the top of the three-point line, and as the play's developing, seeing that play develop and hitting Iman Shumpert on the backdoor cut. Seeing on the flare screen.
Context. Isn't that more of a defensive miscue rather than a playmake? Because a playmake is yourself creating the advantage.
I get what he's saying, but
you're recognizing
discredit.
You're recognizing, but you're recognizing the defensive mishaps as is happening. Russell Westbrook is not surveying.
Russell Westbrook is making the defensive mishaps.
Russell Westbrook is making the play. If Russell Westbrook is in the half court and he's in a pick and roll,
it's slower in gravity that creates that miscue.
Let me finish. If Russell Westbrook's in the half court and he's in a pick and roll and he splits the pick and roll, he's creating the advantage, and now he has a 2v1. And because of the fact he's so fast and athletic, and because of the fact he's a good finisher, he creates the center to come collapse, leaving the big man with an easy plate finish. Now, if someone else is standing at the top of the key running a set, and the team forgets how to switch on a spin down,
well, they're watching him. They're looking at him. That's you.
That's you table setting and passing. That's not you creating an advantage. The advantage was created because of a defensive miscue.
LeBron on the court is a walking disadvantage regardless. So when he's on the top of the key, it doesn't matter. The defense is paying attention to him regardless. 4 eyes are on his body regardless. Five sets of eyes are on him regardless. So the defensive mishaps can happen because they're paying attention to what LeBron's going to do. But they're anticipating that maybe he may drive, he may do this, he may get down into the post. We don't know what LeBron's about to do, so we need to pay attention, and then there's going to be defensive mishaps versus Russ creating it based off the pick and roll.
So Jason Kidd's a better playmaker than LeBron to you.
I want to know where Chris Paul is. I'm convinced.
I think LeBron is a better playmaker than Jason Kidd.
But Jason Kidd doesn't have the luxury of all eyes on him being a walking disadvantage.
You are changing your baseline, dog.
With LeBron James, everyone knows he's a threat.
That's the problem with your argument, though, Tim.
It's changing your baseline. That's my.
Like I said,
Jason Kidd a better playmaker because he's generating.
Like I said,
same way that applied to
I do not have Mars.
It's cool what you value, but you're not using it consistently between the players that you're talking about.
Like if that was the case, Chris Paul has to be like the goal playmaker, right?
No. I swear to God. Or
like,
Jason
has to be the
Jason Kidd can't score. He doesn't have the whole defense focused on him, wondering what he's going to do. He's not a walking disadvantage, and he's still creating all these opportunities. Whereas LeBron James, like you said, everyone's focused on him, and that's why the defense is scrambling because they're focused on his threat to score, and it's making opportunities for his passing easier. Jason Kidd doesn't have that luxury, and he's still creating just as much. So I don't get why he's not better than. I don't get why he's not better than the bus.
So the thing about it is, let me answer again. Like I said, you guys want to have strict guidelines and try to have it across the board. I can't have strict guidelines because basketball is in black and white. Basketball has tons of shades of gray, and I think it's circumstantial. How I evaluate players is based on their situation and their circumstances. I do not have the same evaluation and just say I'm going to have one criteria and just go. It doesn't work like that because other factors come into play. Like
so I can't be. You have no baseline.
I do have baseline. So true.
Because context, right? I'm a guy. I think I was the one who founded to make context matter again, right? And I hear your argument, but when we are trying to evaluate players, when we sit here and trying to come to a determination, an objective determination on player A being better than player B,
you can't have
the main thing.
You can't have an objective one.
When we could wait. Let me finish.
You can try. You can argue.
We could strive our best to have an objective and honest opinion on.
It will never happen,
right?
It will never happen.
Can I finish my statement?
Go ahead. Yeah.
So the thing is, as people who are trying to analyze to get the closest to the truth, being objective from absolve all feelings, we need to sit here and try to create baselines and standards to come to a determination of a player. So even though I do agree with, we need to understand what these guys are going through and what these guys have to overcome 100% with their team, with the scenario, with injuries, the things of that nature. I can't sit here and just assume like adding on to Jason Kidd and just being like, yo, just because you couldn't score that well and you still able to play make at this high of a level, then you know what? I'm gonna put you on this level as this other guy. I don't agree with that way of thinking because at the end of the day, he couldn't shoot. That was a negative in his game that I cannot do anything about. Stephen Curry, for example, terrible fucking defender, but that motherfucker tried every single game and every single night. And I seen him try. He can't do it. Now, what if he was 6'6", nice wingspan and strong with better lateral movement? Then yeah, that motherfucker will probably be locking up a lot of people. But guess what? I can't give him brownie points just because he's incapable of doing something.
Well, no, a lot of people have him as, but a lot of people have them as a top tier player, a Hall of Fame. I mean, a generational player because of his offense. They don't talking
about him as a defender. I'm not going to talk about handicap though. I'm not going to give him brownie points on defense just because he tries.
No. People do that though. They do it with Jokic. They do try.
Yeah, and that's dumb. And those people get cooked too. Those people get cooked.
Yeah,
but the issue is I think it's fine to. Well, I don't think it's fine. I think having a criteria is what you need. Everyone needs a criteria of things they value. Now, what they value, that's totally up to them. I value different things to Dub. Me and Dub talk all the time about why we disagree. Is because Dub values things differently than I value them. But at least Dub is consistent with his values. Your values are all over the place because when you value one thing and then it doesn't apply to another one, you say, well, it's a different situation. It doesn't apply here.
Well, that's my point.
Values apply to everyone.
If you
value something, you should value it for everyone. You can't value degree of difficulty only sometimes when it seems to benefit the players you want to benefit. That's just bias. That's
No, Mars, that's not the case because what I'm saying is in the evaluation, it's not where I don't value it. That's what you guys are misconstruing. It's just the level in which I value it, right? Is the amount of value I put into it. That's all it is. And that's what I mean by you can't be objective, because we can't quantify how much value we put into stock, right? That's where a lot of discrepancies happen in between us in basketball discourse, is that I don't know what percentage you value this in playmaking. I don't know what value, you get what I'm saying, Mars? Like, I don't know how much percentage you'll put into defensive lateral quickness or whatever, or anticipation or deflection. I don't know how much
your percentages are changing based on the player.
That's the issue.
Well, because every player is different. That's the thing about it. Every player is different.
Yeah, but that just from an outside perspective, that just comes across as bias. It's like, well, you value it a hell of a lot for this guy to put him over him.
No, I understand.
But then when it's him against this other guy, you value it less. It's like you're just trying to put whichever players you want in whatever order.
Look how much you value level of difficulty in between Kyrie and Giannis. Like, you value it so much to the point that Kyrie's a better finisher because of the difficulty factor. Even though Giannis is like way higher percentage and volume, and also have some level of difficulty because of the fact that he's drawing multiple defenders in the paint. But like, you don't,
for example, right?
But then when it was Kyrie and Shaq, it didn't matter as much.
For Shaq,
Dell, for instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dell probably has the same like way of thinking that you're having, but the thing is with Dell, he will apply that shit to everyone and not give a fuck.
Consistency,
right? That's just what he does. He's like, no, I'm looking at you as a baller. That's what I think. That's what I value. The degree of difficulty is what makes you better in my mind. And he would say some shit that tons of people would disagree with, and he would not care because that's just what he values. But with you, it's like you're just not keeping that same energy. That's the problem.
Well, so my thing is that I understand what you guys are saying.
So what made Kyrie a better playmaker? Better finisher than Giannis?
I've had so many debates with Dell that I know how he thinks, and at least he's consistent with it. What the fuck am I going to say if somebody's keeping the same energy?
No, listen, fellas, I understand. I get what you guys are coming from, and I completely understand, right? However, what I'm saying is, in this regard, the reason why I view it a little bit different between Giannis and with Shaq, again, I'll just refer to this. I feel like Shaq had a little bit more physical defenses that he was going to versus Giannis. I feel like the league, being that it's more spaced out, being more that it's more wide open, and on top of that too, he's going against smaller fours, smaller fives. Like, he's able to take advantage a little bit more versus Shaq. That's why it's a little bit different when I gauge Kyrie and Giannis versus Kyrie and Shaq, because Kyrie is playing also in an era where it's more floor spacing, things of that nature. They're playing in a relatively similar era versus Shaq and Kyrie were playing in different eras in terms of the personnel that's around them and the personnel that is their competition. Bigger bodies, stronger guys that will try to hack you, things of that nature. You know what I mean? So that's why I was saying. Now, I'm not saying that they're not hacking Giannis, but I'm saying that Giannis can overcome it because he's physically more imposing versus Shaq had to deal with a little bit more competition, that there was a bigger guy that he had to battle against. That's all I'm saying. But I get your point. I understand what you're saying. But for me, like I said, there's a lot of gray in it, and to have this blank slate for everything is disingenuous to the game, because the game there's a lot of gray in it, and it's not black and white. Mars just chastised me for being a box merchant when I tried to bring up Tyrese Halliburton numbers, and he said, "Oh, you're a stat guy. You're a stat guy." Well, when I tried to black and white it and make my point, you guys said, "Where's the context?" When I give mad context, "Oh, we don't like your context." Wait. What's the side of the argument y'all on?
You can give context.
You are a box merchant, but your context just goes against the values. That's the issue.
No, but the problem isn't the context. How much value do you put into the context is the problem. Like, you put a lot of value.
That's my point, KB. That's
another is less.
That's
the problem.
So, KB, I get
my issue is. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Truth. Go ahead.
I'm saying my only issue is that, for instance, you're talking about degree of difficulty. If you there's context matters, sure, but you're using degree of difficulty in only one player's talking about one player. But if you're going to use that as what you value more in cases of talking about players' abilities, you have that part has to be consistent. That at least that part.
So truth. I would, and I'm not, like I said, fellas, I'm not disagreeing with you guys. Of course, we have to have a baseline with things. We have to have a criteria. I understand that. It's just like KB said. How much value do I place it? Like I said, and that in that logic, where I place the value is circumstantial. That's where you guys feel like it's more flip-floppy. Where I place the value, you guys feel like I should place the same value, which in each situation where I disagree with you guys. I think circumstance is going to affect how much I place value into certain things. If there's a degree of difficulty more in a different era, I have to put my value into the degree of difficulty because the era dictates so. Versus a wide open era, I'm going to put value in more in different things. I can't put the same value when the era of basketball is ever changing. The basketball changed from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s to 2000s, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So with that, we have to upgrade and be fluid with that. We can't just stand still and have this black and white idea in our baseline. That's all I'm saying. We have to be open to having it being fluid.
You could sit here and like analyze the eras, because the thing is when we're just trying to have these talks is trying to have the closest thing to the truth, right? Because the truth is we never know what the truth is, right? Until we probably die. So we create baselines because I think my values are the closest thing to the truth of basketball. So that's why I try my best to stay consistent with that. I agree with you, especially with the eras thing where like I value that. Like I value where you came up. I value what you was doing. I value the time and place which you was doing it and the people you was going up against. Thing is that I apply that to everyone, and you have to apply that to everyone and apply that the same reasoning. But if you're not doing the same reasoning with everyone and giving everyone the same cop out, then I'm sorry, that's just you picking which player to favor, and that's not really how you're supposed to be doing it. It's not.
Yeah, I think the era thing is fine. What you said, context. I think that's completely fine. You know, when you're comparing eras, you have to use some fluidity. It's not black and white. But I think the one flaw is that you're giving handicap. You're handicapping players for their own deficiencies. Like Jason Kidd choosing not to have a jump shot or a mid-range game is his fault. He chose not to have that. So him, and sure, his playmaking, passing, and all that was still incredible. But I'm not going to boost that because he chose to not develop his game. You see what I'm saying? That was completely
no. That's why I said I understand.
So when you say level of difficulty, the level of difficulty is harder because he can't shoot. If that's his game and his own fault for not developing that aspect of the game, I'm not going to give him that crutch or handicap because that's his game. I'm not going to say, it's like saying Giannis is a great. Some people say Giannis is a great scorer. Someone might say Giannis is a better scorer than Kobe Bryant because he's able to average 30 points without a jump shot. I'm not going to say that. I'm just saying, but using that logic, you could say Giannis is a better scorer than Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, no,
but you see the correlation? I'm not going to give that handicap to Giannis.
Those are loose correlations, though. I get what you guys are saying, but those are loose correlations because the thing about it is what all I'm just saying is that I understand what you guys are saying, that the handicap takes away from the player. So I don't take away. I think that Steve Nash was the better offensive player. 100%. I think he was the better offensive player. But I do say the reason why I say the playmaker is because of the degree of difficulty. The fact that he didn't have the scoring to supplement that and still was able to create offense. But however, I do believe, and I will say this, Steve Nash was the better offensive player for sure because he's able to score and play make. I agree with that for sure. I think he's the better offensive player.
We can let it go there. Mars, you want to read off some super chats?
Okay.
New topic.
There we go.
Hey, I beat only up today, man. It was so good. I'm actually trying to beat it again now.
Congratulations.
Yeah, bro.
Christ said off topic, but chill gonna get away with JT being the second best scorer. Salute to you guys and appreciate the consistency. Shout out to Footy too. Thank you.
That is a little crazy saying JT.
No, I talked to him yesterday about that. I was like, that's nasty.
Second best scorer in the league?
Yep.
Yeah,
he's not.
You guys don't think he's the second best scorer in the league?
No mid-range game, super inconsistent. He can't be second best.
Is he even a top 5 scorer in the league?
No, so you guys are haters. That's crazy.
No.
Mars, where do you have him? Mars?
Jokic, Embiid,
top 10. He's top
10.
I'll give him that.
Top 10,
but
not top 2.
Talking about 2? That's crazy.
So who's the top 2? Who's the top 2?
Scores in the league right now. There's some good ones.
Wait, top 2 what?
Scores in the league right now.
Scores in the league? KD and I'm not gonna lie, yo.
I like KD.
Oh, KD and Steph.
KD,
Steph.
Those are good ones.
Because I'm trying to take account from all the
Booker's up there
free
too.
throws in the game. I have to say KD is one.
No love for Embiid and Jokic. Or there's
What is Luka for?
Is almost.
Hold on. You don't think Jokic is a top 5 scorer? Doug?
If I need a bucket, it was KD and Kawhi.
You think he is?
Sorry, those are the two.
No. Kawhi is
No.
You can't put Kawhi there.
Yes, I can put
This man
Kawhi.
has not played. No. Listen.
I can't put Kawhi. I'm sorry.
I think his score is better than free throws. I don't have him as
I remember that stream, and y'all were talking about, oh, we can't go far back for playoffs for Luka. This nigga Kawhi hasn't played. He played 2 games. Like, he don't play. Like, come on.
Like Kawhi was on.
I wanted Luka to be higher. Whoever it was that was disagreeing with going back that far, I wanted Luka to be higher. Luka shouldn't. He should have been like 9. Luka should have been top 5.
When healthy, fellas.
Kawhi is great, but he is not healthy. So I
ain't doing that, bro. The nigga can't play basketball for more than 2 weeks. No, I'm not.
2 weeks of Kawhi. 2 weeks of Kawhi is a top 3 scorer in the NBA.
I tax the injuries though.
Yeah, that's fine. That's why Embiid and Kawhi, like, if you tax them for injuries, I'm perfect.
2 week Kawhi is so gross.
That's me. I tax them for injuries.
Okay. So let's go hypothetical fantasy land. Everyone can be healthy for every single game. Who are the 5 best scorers in the NBA?
You got to put LeBron.
Everyone healthy?
Yes, everybody has healthy. Injuries don't exist.
It's KD. It's
KD, Curry.
It's Curry.
KD, Curry. Kawhi, LeBron.
Kawhi, LeBron.
LeBron
is
still getting He's driving. Doesn't matter how he scores. He's putting his shoulder down, getting to the rim.
Doesn't matter how.
I don't think it's 5.
Y'all see the bias?
No, I think a bucket. He's getting the buckets for the team. You guys just want the step back, fade away threes, and all that stuff. LeBron, he can do that too. LeBron's gonna get you to 30.
You know what's crazy though? Jalen, you know what's crazy? LeBron actually can't do that because like he's terrible at that.
LeBron told LeBron, "Are you crazy? You want to go back? We talk about still."
You just seen this entire year.
Why are you going back 5 years?
How do you score a bucket against OKC when he beat the record? A little fadeaway action. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
Okay, hold on. I'm just saying, if you're gonna put Jokic up there, LeBron is better than Jokic at scoring. I gotta put
yes.
You can't like
LeBron is better than who at scoring?
Not Nikola. Can't be him. Must be a different Jokic. I don't know about.
No,
better than
no. He said no. He didn't say Jokic. He said Vucevic.
Listen to it.
Oh, okay. I'll give you Vucevic. Yeah, I'll give you Vucevic.
He said Vucevic.
He can't have said Nikola Jokic. That's
no. There's no way.
I know he didn't say that.
Maybe Jokic. Maybe Nikola, the one from Miami.
Yeah, Jovic. You say Jovic?
Yeah, Jovic.
Jokic, the Joker, Denver champion.
Impossible.
DeAndre Jordan. Okay.
What?
Thomas Bryant.
How is he a better scorer?
Now listen.
How is LeBron a better scorer than Jokic?
So, because in this fantasy land, this is fantasy land, no injuries.
Fantasy.
Look back at because I'm talking about like obviously right now with his injuries, I gotta say Nikola easy. But in this fantasy land, we taking LeBron's skill set. This man can get at the rim free will, and his 3-point percentages they're around like 35 to like 32. So they're in that middling range. But the thing is.
Bad, yep. Bad.
But like he can get to the rim at what do
you
have?
Stop. 29 because you're bringing up 3-point percentage. Like what's the volume at which he shoots at from 3? How many threes does he take a game?
Takes like 8 a game, right? 8 a game.
Yeah, it's nasty.
On like 32%.
In this fantasy land, we're still talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about like this is injury free. So
okay, so what was his percentage before he got hurt this year? It was still like 30%. So it was even worse.
Yeah, he was still shooting half at 3.
Yeah, so what was he about? In this fantasy land, that doesn't
he was getting
why are we having this?
In the mid range, he was knocking everything down during that stretch. Remember, look back at January.
What 20 games?
He was never good at 3-point shooting.
I did not say 3.
20 games moves you.
When did I say 20?
No way.
It was 20 games.
Okay, so who's a better mid-range scorer? LeBron or Jokic?
I gotta say Jokic.
Okay.
Who's a better shooter?
Huh?
Who's a better shooter?
LeBron? Jokic.
Better shooter? Like from 3?
Shooting.
Because or the shooter overall. Jokic be hitting some BS on the shots.
This year,
if Jokic is a better mid-range shooter and a better three-point shooter and a better free-throw shooter, there's no argument to be a better shooter is.
Who's a better post player?
In the post player, that's Jokic because obviously he plays in the post way more. But we're talking about
and he's just better. And he's just better.
Yo, what's up with Dub?
Yeah, Dub's
glitching.
Yo, Dub, no. I swear, everything I love you were speaking the fuck out.
Yeah, Dub. Am I glitching? Am I glitching now? Am I glitching now?
We just bad background noise.
I just fell.
You fell?
Oh, you fell and only up. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I fell. Oh, just because I was messing around and it brought me.
Was it just me or was his body twitching mad weird?
Yeah, it
was. So like that. It was twitching like this.
It was them. No, but it was moving way more crazy. It wasn't like that.
Yeah, it happens.
Who's a better shooter though?
L camera though. L camera.
But yeah,
why would you better shooter?
The top 5 scores is easy. It's
I don't know how LeBron still a better scorer.
It's KD, Steph, Jokic, Luka, and Embiid. And then Kawhi is like an honorable mention.
Kawhi. If we're giving health, Kawhi is in there.
I don't know.
Kawhi is great efficiency.
Kawhi over Embiid for you, Mars? Kawhi's over Embiid?
Kawhi's over everyone not named KD.
That's true. Kawhi is
so he's number 2 for you.
He might be number 1, to be honest. He might be. How's that troll? Who scores better in the playoffs, Kawhi or KD?
Oh man,
I believe Kawhi.
Take KD down those.
So how is it trolling to say if Kawhi is 100% healthy? It's not a troll to say he's the best scorer in the league.
That's the troll though, because you think he's 100% healthy. Like, that's.
Well, we're in a hypothetical.
We're talking about fantasy.
Even in this hypothetical, like
we're talking about fantasy land, but we're still talking about
we're in because it benefits my argument. We're in hypothetical.
I still take KD first.
And I'm not mad at KD first. I'm saying if someone says Kawhi first, that's not a troll.
If we're talking playoff scoring, then the Luka the past 2 years. I mean, he obviously missed the playoffs for the past 2 years.
Like that.
Is he not like the best scorer in the playoffs?
LeBron.
No, it's still, Kawhi's the best scorer.
Luka playoff scoring.
Kawhi is a better scorer in the playoffs than Luka. Easily.
I'd say Kawhi's better.
I'd take that too.
You said easily, Mars?
Yes, easily.
Not easy. The numbers past years, Kawhi versus Luka.
Better in the mid range, better without the ball, better spot up, better pull up 3-point shooter, better at the rim, better post player. I mean,
you think he's better at the rim than Luka?
Better at the rim.
Creates his own shot more than Kawhi.
I agree. You know what's crazy? I agree with everything that you said.
Post, yes.
No, everything that you
said. Clears no.
If you shoot off ball, pull up shooting, mid range, I agree, and post up. But rim finishing, I don't know about that. And rim pressure as well. I don't know.
Well, rim pressure. We're talking pressure.
No, I'm saying two things, like those two things. I'm saying like I don't.
But that's fine. If you want to say Luka's better at the rim, cool. Kawhi is still a better scorer.
I think it's a conversation.
Hey man, once Luka gets his off-ball chops,
you can go either way.
Yeah, right. We go. Please, Luka, get some off-ball moves, my boy.
Yeah, that's not happening. Let's give up on that one. That's not gonna happen.
But I still want to know who's the better shooter between LeBron and Nikola Jokic.
Wait, who's a better finisher at the rim, Jokic or LeBron?
LeBron.
Yeah, so we're lying. That's cool. We're lying. We're lying.
He's a big.
There's no way you think 2023 LeBron is better at the rim than Jokic. Like, you don't believe that. I'm sorry, you don't believe that.
All I'm gonna say is conference finals windmill dunk.
Really?
I watched LeBron in transition lose the ball out of bounds.
He has the foot injury. This is without injuries. We said without injuries. Come on.
You know,
he's the one who brought it up.
Injury was the reason why he couldn't do that.
He's the one who brought up the conference finals. I'm bringing up the same series.
Wait, hold on. No, Mars, wait.
This is without injury.
LeBron attempted more shots at the rim and has a higher percentage.
Exactly. Talk about it. Okay, KB.
Level of defense.
Level of defense.
Level of defense.
I did not know that.
Come on, Mars. Hit him with the degree of difficulty.
Come on. LeBron's level of difficulty at the rim is probably higher.
No.
LeBron's coming down the
man. Like, he doesn't know anything.
Just in the point. Jokic just in the post.
He's fried, KB. He's fried.
LeBron's level of difficulty finishing at the rim is higher than Jokic's.
No.
Really, Jalen?
That's not true.
No.
Really, Jalen?
100%. LeBron seeing that outside defense come getting to him while Jokic has.
Wait. Even in the Denver series, were niggas taking LeBron's rim pressure serious?
without injuries. Did you not hear the conversation?
But I'm asking you a question. I don't see teams taking that nigga's rim pressure as serious.
I see him dropping 40 on him. I see him dropping 40 on him.
Am I loud?
And then this nigga brings up him dropping 40. Please ask me a question, Jalen.
40 on him.
Oh, I figured it out.
In a sweep, in a closeout game where he lost, that's fine.
Remember, this conversation is without injuries. You bringing up injured LeBron makes zero sense. Did you not hear what we're talking
nigga, because this is what I'm saying. I'm saying even if he brings up
is coming out.
I'm sorry. There's no way you believe this version of LeBron is a better finisher than Jokic. Like, there's no way you believe.
I can't ride with that, Jayla. I'm not.
You guys are thinking post foot injury LeBron.
No, I'm thinking
injury.
You could be 2022 LeBron. He's still not better than Jokic at the rim. I don't care what year you pick.
Wow, injury tax is crazy.
We're not talking about
and you know what? I don't know why people. I don't know why people. Wait. Hold on. I don't know why people are like caping for this like post LeBron foot injury. LeBron wasn't that great this year. Like he had it was a 2-week stretch.
He had a
stretch in January that everyone lost their minds, and
that was hard.
And then they were like,
"Oh, bring up that 20-game sample size all the time."
It's crazy. It's so crazy.
I ain't gonna
listen.
I'm sorry. Other than bias, there's no explanation for
no. Can I tell you my criteria? This is what I base it off of: volume, efficiency, and versatility. Those are things that I care about. And so the thing is, my biggest issue with Nikola Jokic, his efficiency is amazing, but his volume is not quite there. Like that's why I love.
Oh wait.
That's why I love KD so much.
LeBron attempted. Stop.
Let KB bring the numbers.
LeBron attempted 460 shots at the rim. Right, 460. Jokic attempted 426. It's 40. It's a 40 attempt difference, bro.
Like games played tax.
And like, games played as well, bro.
Like come on, like that's why. Like so, if we take the games played and then we even them out, what's the difference?
You can't do that though.
It would depend how many games. It would depend how many games he's missed versus like the average at which he take shots at the rim per game.
I'm talking about the average.
I'm guessing LeBron probably averaged like 0.7.
It's like 2 attempts a game. LeBron has like 2 attempts.
I know, but that adds up over time.
Regardless of the fact they both get to the rim fine. Like a 40 to like 30 something difference into attempts is not that crazy, bro. Like I don't know.
Right. To make that out.
Hey guys. I have a special guest coming up, so I have to rotate the guest.
Is it low?
We shall see. We shall see.
Salute, fellas. Salute, man.
To you guys.
I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to come up here when Tico was up here, though. But
he was up here. I don't know what happened though. I think he just left.
He got busy, man. Or I kicked him. Who knows, man?
If you kicked him, that's sad. But he didn't message me anything, so you probably didn't. He probably just left. He heard us talking about Bobo. He just didn't feel like listening to that shit. But, anyways, who jumps higher, Spud Webbs or Dominique? Probably Dominique, I think.
Well, technically, I think Spud Webb probably did jump higher.
What's his 40-inch vert?
I don't know what his vert is, but he's 5'7", Duncan. Dominique's at 6'9". Like, I don't know whose vert is actually higher, but I wouldn't be surprised if Spud Webb had a higher vert.
I'll look it up right now. You read off some super chats while I look.
Oh, okay.
He had a 46-inch vertical at 5'7".
Spud Webb?
I told you. I wouldn't be surprised if Spud Webb jumped higher. Like he's smaller. He has to jump higher to get to the rim.
No way it was 46. There's no way it was 46.
He's 5'7", Duncan, Dub. It has to be somewhere crazy.
It says 42.
It said 46 for me when I looked at
it. Yeah, but Dub's on Bing, KB's not, so I'm gonna take KB's word. I'm sorry.
There's no way.
I'm gonna take Google Chrome's word over Bing or Safari. Either one. I'm taking
Dominique is at 42.
Oh, so it's the same.
No, it's 46 to 42. It's not the same.
Here you go. You eat the fuck.
Search it up on Google Chrome, Dub. Search up on Google Chrome.
Oh my God.
While you do that, I'll read the super chat. Shonen Goat Take said, context is just using the terminology incorrectly. It would be better to say J-Kid is a better facilitator, not a better playmaker. W semantics. Nicholas Arroyo said, according to this fool's logic, Giannis not being able to shoot while teams build a wall, his finishing should be so much more impressive than Kyrie.
Yeah, that too. Like the fact that teams know he can't shoot, so they just build a wall against him, but he's still able to finish is also a factor. So degree of difficulty isn't like something crazy for Giannis too. I agree.
Facts. Henry Howell said, context, you're terribly wrong with the Russ take. Just to Listen said, by context logic, Russ is a better playmaker than Steph. I do believe he thinks Russ is a better playmaker than Steph.
Spud Webb is 42, the same way Dominique.
That's not true, Dub.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at it right now. It does says, wait, hold on. Look at this.
Spud Webb became the shortest winner of the slam dunk contest, and it was estimated that he had nearly 46 inches.
Oh, it was Spud Webb actually.
Yeah,
oh,
you're cooked.
Shit.
You're cooked.
Wow, Spud Webb really had 46.
See, get off Bing, Dub. Get off Bing.
That's crazy. I'm reading it right now. Yep.
Yeah, get off Bing. I told you.
He was 6, bro.
He was my fucking height. Damn.
You ain't 5'7".
You're 5'7"?
No, he's 5'6". Don't give yourself the.
No, he's 5'6".
Oh,
I'm looking at right. He's 5'6", 5'7". Shit.
No. You're not 5'6", 5'7". You're 5'7".
Let me start doing some high jumps and shit. Maybe I can start.
I swear, didn't he shock his legs or something like that?
Who, Spud Webb?
Yeah, I swear he did. Or is that like just a myth?
I don't know, but you know who not 46? LeBron James. What a fucking loser.
But he's not the GOAT. That's why. But a few more super chats. Clicky Keys. The Luka disrespect is crazy. Luka had 32 points per game this season and number 2 in points per game in the playoffs. I don't think anyone disrespected Luka. I think we all agree he's a top 5 scorer in the league. So
no, you disrespected him.
Me saying Kawhi's a better scorer. Oh, okay, if that's disrespect, then yeah, call me disrespectful. That's fine. Wale said, even without Baylor in 65, West went off versus Boston against a good defense. Not gonna lie, Oscar's pace adjusted volume is sus outside 63 and 66, around a modern 20 points per game. Yeah, West is a better scorer than Oscar for sure. I think West is the best scorer of the 60s. So.
Jerry West is a demon when I'm not being nasty.
He's my favorite player to go back and watch from that time. And Wale,
because he was like the only one that was good.
Sure. Wale said, plus the logo's defense, I think he's just better. Yeah, I'm not mad at West being better than Oscar. I just think offensively, Oscar was the better player. But no, you can bring people up now, and I'm gonna go back to later.
Don't
tell me Leaf was.
Bro, what is that camera angle?
Yo, what is this angle right now, bro?
What's this angle I'm seeing?
Jesus,
bro's on his Jalen Green time.
God showed me the way, and the devil try to hold me down.
Jalen Green POV is crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Is that Leaf Diggy? Put the camera back on.
He ain't trying to talk to you, dog.
Put the camera back on, bro.
What's going on? What's the deal?
Leaf's here. I'm boycotting the show.
No way.
Damn, that's
crazy.
I don't know what I did to Mars, but I mean, it's good to see all of y'all, I guess.
Good to see you too, bro. What you got to say? We got Primo in the building too. Look at Primo. Haven't seen you in a while.
Primo,
what's up, man? Word, bro? It's summertime, man. It's time to get these sundresses out the way.
Word. This man outside.
It is.
He outside.
He ain't lying about that. He ain't lying about that at all. Primo, what was the last thing we was chatting about, bro? We was chatting on whatchamacallit page about like the whole like moving around. Was we chatting about Dame or what was we chatting about last time?
That Dame need to move around.
I wish Dame.
I don't even know if it was about Dame necessarily.
Dame is being nasty. Dame is being nasty.
Yeah. I think Dame.
Wait, how's he being nasty?
You heard? You didn't know what he did?
Wait, did he do something different?
One place.
He had his agent let every team know that if they are gonna try to trade for him, that's going to be a very unhappy player that they're going to be receiving. Besides Miami.
Yeah, besides Miami.
That's pretty nasty.
That's nasty.
That's because y'all trying to send. Y'all trying to send him to Utah.
I feel like every super
does that sound like a nigga who doesn't run from the
gun? Here's the thing. When I first heard that, I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, if this is Dame letting his like PR team or his agent or whatever take over.
Hold on. Nah, what bro say?
What, KB?
No, yeah. What did he say?
He said that sound like someone who doesn't run from the ground.
Oh.
Yeah, but
he said
what?
Like what?
Bro, Dame is pissing me. Yeah, Dame is pissing me off, bro. Like I'm not like this.
Pissing you off? I mean, like that. Why is he pissing you off?
he pissing me off, bro, because he talking out of both sides of his mouth. Like one minute, you know, he want to be
where Mars go?
He want to be in Portland, and he want to make it work with the other dudes and with the young pieces and whatever. And then the next minute, he got his PR team and his agent talking like, "Oh, I ain't going to no other team but Miami." It's kind of crazy.
Didn't he say he's gonna see what they did in the draft, see what they did in free agency, and if they did not make a competitive team, he was gone? Didn't he say that?
I don't remember.
Yeah, but like, there's already been years
him saying exactly that. But I mean,
I don't think he was ever this deliberate with this situation, especially considering like we've all talked about. He's getting old, he's getting injured, like he can't even play consistently on the floor. So this is kind of like the time to leave.
All the signs that he was looking for, like for the team not building him a contending team, has been there for years. I don't know why this is the year.
Like this is the year. That's what I'm thinking. This was finally the last straw of like him.
But on top of that, the contract. I think teams like hesitate because of the contract situation. Like when he's like 37, he's making like 60 mil or something crazy like that.
I don't know.
He's making some insane money.
There shouldn't be no problem with Dame doing. Everybody told him to do this. They yelled it. Oh, he should get out of Portland. Trade. He dumb.
Yeah,
I mean, but Primo, like telling. But
Primo told him to get out of Portland before he signed that extension, and before all this happened.
Is different because what people do, it's weird, right? So what people do is this: they want the best for you. They want you out of your scenario. It's almost like, let's say if you lose a fight, and let's say if you lose a fight because your hand broke. Even though people can acknowledge, be like, yo, you lost that fight because your hand broke. If you say that you lost that fight because your hand broke, it rubs people the wrong way. Now you just making excuses, and they don't like that shit. So Dame, in this scenario, where if he just got dealt to Miami with him not doing any of this, they would have been fine with it. But since he's actively trying to get himself there, now everyone has a problem with it. That's what people.
He got to do it like that because he got 3 years on his contract.
And I can see where
he got to play it like he got to play it raw. He don't got 1 year when he done and he could move on. If he goes somewhere else, they could play with his playing his time on the court too. If he got to go play for Utah, we could say I'm not trading you. Sit down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like at the end of the day,
I just think it's nasty.
If he doesn't make his intentions clear that he wants to be on a competitive team, and most likely if he didn't say anything, they're going to send him to like a Utah or a Nets. Like that's not moving anywhere.
They're not sending them to the Nets.
Not going anywhere. I mean, I'm talking about teams that could get him. And obviously all these teams that could get him, that would want him, won't be a competitive championship level team just by adding Dame. So at this point, I mean, I see what you're saying in terms of like some like he's going too far with the agent stuff maybe, but at this point like Dame has done everything he could, so he wants to be competitive, he wants to be on the championship contender, and the only way he's going to be on that contender is if he kind of forces himself to a team that contends. That's it.
I just don't know why he didn't do this before the draft. He should have done it before the draft.
He did say something before the draft. That's contradicting though with and that's something I do agree with Ticket on. Like it's contradicting when you've been living this lifestyle of like making fun of players for doing the very thing that you're trying to do now. Like it's just like you can't do
players
that.
Mess up.
You can't do that.
If it's like the KD stuff, then I disagree. But if it's like the Paul George, if he said that I didn't see the
he made fun of Paul George, yes.
That one I don't agree with. That one was wild. Like Paul George just went to a team with Kawhi. Like what are we talking about? So that I'm with you. But like I wouldn't compare this to KD Warriors at all, or like LeBron.
He said that because Kawhi and Paul
it may be worse
on multiple teams.
It may be worse. You want to know why? Because KD just left the free agency. This motherfucker is holding Portland hostage to make him go to Miami.
Basically,
KD just left.
Basically, that's what he's doing. And the thing, and to touch more on why the deals is not happening. It's contracts that they want to get moved. Obviously, the 3-team deal that was supposed to happen was with Miami and the Nets. Ben Simmons, they can't move that contract, and the Tyler Hero contract, they nobody want that contract neither. So like everything is basically at a stalemate right now.
That's what Portland got to take.
But if he would have just requested this trade before the draft, he wouldn't he would have been gone. Like this wouldn't even be an issue.
He did say before the draft, if you guys do not trade this pick, I'm gone.
No, they should have traded him. Period.
That's not exactly what he said. He kept playing both sides, making it seem like he was going, like, you know what I'm saying, stay loyal and all of that. And
obvious he wanted them to make a competitive team. The only way you're going to do that is by trading the third pick. That's
in my opinion. I think I agree with Primo. Like, they should have got rid of him last year, man. Like,
as soon as they broke the little squad up, it was over anyway.
Basically,
when they sent CJ McCollum out and all that, they should have been ready to trade Dame.
They should have broke that whole thing up.
Break it all down.
Then they waited till they got a new coach and Chauncey Billups, and right away it didn't work with him and Dame.
And then gave Jeremy Grant all that paper. Like, come on, man, what's going on? That's probably how he was looking at it.
Yep, gave Jeremy Grant crazy cash.
I didn't think he was going to do that.
Anthony Simons got $100 million too, right?
What made them think signing Jeremy, like putting all their free agency money into Jeremy Grant was going to make Dame stay? Like, that was not going to make him stay.
I'm not going to hold you. I think Portland knew, regardless of if Dame asked for his trade or not. Sorry, they were gonna trade him anyway. I just think they were.
They should have.
I think the moment they drafted Stewart, they knew they were going to trade him.
Exactly.
They did.
I mean, but why they didn't have to wait that long? Like everybody up in here, including Portland, they knew Scoop was going to land at 3. Brandon Miller tried everything to get out of that Charlotte situation. They drafted him anyway, bro. Like, he was going to land there.
Told MJ he wasn't the GOAT. Nigga told MJ Paul George was better than him and still got drafted.
I mean, he was talking about his personal favorite player. Paul George, I mean, he's cool though. Like,
I guess he didn't realize that Jordan basically sold the team.
Charlotte no more.
Yeah, Jordan basically sold the team, got a $3 billion flip, bro. So, like, I mean,
he made his money.
He made $3 billion from them. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a $3 billion flip that he on.
He probably spent $2.8 billion keeping him up.
I mean, hey, to get three back, man, like,
so he made it.
Wait, did he get 3 back? Did he get 3 back, or like how much did he pay for?
I don't know if it was exactly $3 bill back, but like,
did he sell it for $3 bill? He sold it for $3 bill.
He sold it for 3.
That was supposedly that was the sale. Bro. Like,
but you got to think of the money of the operation that he been putting into that bad company.
He probably still made hella profit.
So all he did is probably got his money back.
I just hope that now the Charlotte Hornets can actually have a good foundation now, because they've never had a good foundation ever, bro.
I mean, I don't know.
So what?
Brandon Miller
they gonna have a good foundation?
You said what?
So now without Jordan, you think they're gonna have a good foundation?
Yeah, Jordan probably punches his employees.
I seen him smack. What's the name?
He did smack Malik Monk upside the head. I ain't gonna hold. I mean,
I don't think Jordan's still minority owner though. I don't think he's really going anywhere. Like I just think, like, I heard a rumor that he sold the team because, to some. Well, it's not a rumor. He sold the team to somebody he knows. So like the team never really went up for sale. I think he just like had to get some debt off or something.
He sold it to J. Cole and then
so it's like Dana White.
J. Cole threw some bread down.
It's like Dana White, Stat Pafford. That's what you said.
Yeah, like the Tillman Fertitta thing. Like, he kind of like he's not the owner, but the Fertitta people sold it to Dana, then Dana sold it to the people that own WWE and shit like that. So it's gonna be kind of like that. Like, I don't think he's really going. He might like go. Yeah, I don't think he's really going anywhere. I think he just like is, minority owner now, not majority owner.
Word. I got you. Damn, I'm about to die. Let me get some super chats off though. How much evidence does Doug need to bring that Bing is trash?
Bing isn't trash. I'm gonna co-sign with Doug over here. If you have Xbox, Bing is a
what are you talking about? Hold on, read this.
Xbox Bing? Who you?
Hey, Mars,
Mars, where are you at?
Mars,
where are you at?
I need you here, buddy.
Hey, yo, real quick, Mars, what's your beef with me, bro? Like, what I do?
Damn, he straight disappeared the moment we started talking.
No, I think he's lagging. That was wild. Mars.
Jalen Green a freaky ass nigga. I just want to say that.
Yes. What you want? What you want? Yes. What?
Nah. I just wanted to know what your beef was with me, bro. Like, I mean.
Oh God! There we go. We got it.
Mars is a jerk.
I don't know what I did, bro.
So Mars, before you answer Leaf's
I must have said something, bro.
Before you answer Leaf's question, I need you to answer me this, and to stay on for a little bit because I got to use the bathroom. Oh my God. Thoughts on Jalen Green's man-to-man defense?
Needed to play some of that defense on me. That's what I need.
Hey, no.
That's a clip. Oh my God.
That's a clip.
I'm gonna edit that out, right?
I'm editing that on, bro. What the heck?
Oh, man.
Hold up, I gotta take a picture of this timestamp. Whoa, that's the funniest shit, Mars. I didn't even expect that.
148.
I always thought you were the dude to text it, not to say it out loud. Oh my God.
So if you ever meet Jalen Green in person, what's going on? What's happening?
I'm about to dive in. Oh, that's what he gonna sing.
I'm just accidentally drop my pen right in front of him.
They gonna be like, hey, yo.
Yo, when did this turn into OnlyFans? Oh my God!
I keep forgetting how much.
I think Dub got the content he needed, so there you go, Dub. You're welcome.
I'll be back.
I keep forgetting.
Jalen Green's about to see this. Don't worry.
Yo, Mars, what's the word? What's like? Never mind.
Yo, that is so grimy, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
Primo got to run the show today.
I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know what I did to the man. I don't like.
Do we think the Dame Heat are actually a super team?
Put the super chat.
Hell no. You can't make a super team with Bam Adebayo. No.
It's a super team.
I don't think it's a super team, but I mean, I think they contender.
It's a
That's
super
what I'm saying.
team.
Like the idea that Dame joined the Miami Heat and now there's going to be this unbelievable super team doesn't really make sense to me.
I think it's a contender, not a super team.
It's a super team now, man. What? 3 stars.
I mean, but
Bam is not a star. Oh Jimmy.
Hold on,
what do you mean by 3 stars?
Hold on. Like
3 stars on one team.
Jimmy about to be 34. Dame about to be 34, and what's I'm call about? Like, I mean,
Michael Jordan, Jimmy Butler, and Damian Lillard on one team.
Man, Jimmy turned into Juwan, man, bro. Like, don't do that, man.
So last year was Draymond Green a star?
No.
Even though he was all-star?
I don't think he was a star. I mean, even though I think his best. I think his star days was
star.
Yeah, I think his star.
I mean, isn't Bam a defensive star?
I think his days of being a star was that was back in maybe like 2018. I want to say.
Bam's not a needle mover when it comes to offensive scoring.
I'd rather have Draymond over Bam any day. That's just me.
Right now?
Even today, I'd rather have Draymond over Bam.
I'm not co-signing that. No, I'm
definitely.
No, I'm not going. You on your own with that, bro. I ain't doing.
You lost me on that, and I'm worried.
I mean, what does Bam do better than Draymond besides
defend.
Score.
When you have to say what does someone do besides this, you're losing already because you're just trying to get rid of the stuff that the player does better.
No, I mean besides score, like what does he do?
Besides this aspect of the game, what does he do better? That's a terrible argument.
And he's not even really a good scorer. Like he's like an average scorer. He just like
he just
has more opportunity.
Mars, wait.
He has more opportunity.
Wait, if he's an average scorer, what is Draymond?
Below average?
Yeah.
I mean, I admitted that he was a better scorer, but who's
the better offensive player, bro? Who's the better offensive player?
I I would still say Draymond is the better offensive
Why
player.
is Draymond the better offensive player?
By what standard?
No, not by what margin. I don't want to know by what margin. I want to know why. I want to know why you think that.
All right, so even though Draymond is on, the Warriors team, like the offense that Draymond runs, like Draymond generates a better offense than Bam Adebayo. Just simple as that. Like,
You just
What's
said
the
the
main
same
point of
statement again.
offense?
You still haven't given me a reason.
he's the primary playmaker. He's the ball. He's the primary playmaker.
He's the primary playmaker.
He's the primary playmaker for the Warriors.
Mars, you see what I mean about niggas get confused by table setting and playmaking? Like they don't know how to defer between the two, bro. Like
table setting and playmaking.
Who's the primary playmaker on the Heat?
Bam
was the primary.
Based on his logic, it has to be Bam, right?
That's why I'm asking. Who's the primary playmaker on the Heat?
Based on the Draymond logic, probably Bam.
Based on setting screens, dribble handoffs, and just passing to people off screens. I mean,
I guess if you want to say that.
I mean, that's what they. I mean, if y'all want to say, but that proves my point more. So if Bam is doing what Draymond does and Draymond does it better, then Draymond's better.
Is it because
Bam's passing to Caleb Martin and Draymond's passing to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson?
Draymond's passing to one of the best offensive players we ever seen, and Bam is passing to a role player, bro. What are we talking about? I don't.
All right, y'all got it. I'm not gonna die on the Draymond Green.
I'm almost solid, bro. That
I'm not about to die on
all of us in here could get 3 to 5 assists off of Steph and Klay, bro.
Okay, all right.
I want to say that.
This is disrespecting Draymond right now.
I'm not about to die on
the take was crazy. Bam is better than Draymond right now.
I kept it respectable, bro. I said 3 to 5.
He a better passer.
The only thing I'll say Draymond's better as being better at the short roll, I guess, but that's where it about stops. And maybe facilitate.
I don't know. I think the Heat would have rather had Draymond.
Is Bam a better number
in the finals than
Draymond?
Bam?
You know how much?
No
you know how
way.
much? Wait. Stop. You know how much?
No way.
To guard Jokic, yeah, I think they would have rather had Draymond over Bam.
No, you wouldn't, bro. Why do?
I think they would have. I think they would.
Bam actually played good defense. He just got outplayed by a nigga who's just much better than him. Draymond got to play a worse offensive player in AD, and
Draymond had to play him last year. He was getting 30 and 15 put on his head. So
like Draymond and Bam both play the similar role, like defensively, in terms of they're not like elite post up defending guys. So when they're guarding these guys in single coverage, they're gonna have a tough time. Now, can they hold their own at times? Yeah. And can they play good defense at times? Yeah, but that's not their strong suit. Their strong suit is roaming, defending, and reading. Like that's defending in terms of like paint protection and stuff like that. That's their main focal point, not post defending. So when Bam is doing something that's out of his defensive realm, and you're seeing him getting cooked by a nigga who's he's like the best offensive player in our league. It doesn't really like move me when he's not being like utilized properly. Like I just don't know what you're talking about.
Draymond could play a little defense on the post too, though.
No, he can. I'm not saying both of these guys can play defense in the post, but what I'm saying is that
Draymond has better hands in the post.
Yeah, he'll get it.
But at the same time, Draymond is
in the strip.
Draymond's just not big enough to deal with someone like Jokic, especially.
He's not. He wasn't. He couldn't deal with AD, who's a worse offensive player.
Nobody could deal. Nobody could deal with Joker, bro. Like the thing about it,
or AD.
On top of that, the offensive production you're losing by putting Draymond on that team is insane. By the way,
Draymond's not hitting those middies that Bam was hitting in the finals. He's just not.
He's not self-creating for himself, bro. We're talking about 20.
But if you Denver, you gonna live with those middies, bro. That was the game plan. So.
Well,
but there was a point in time though where Draymond was shooting. Draymond used to shoot 38% from three.
How many years?
There was a time.
No. You're getting confused. I'm not talking to you about 17, 16 Draymond. I'm talking to you about.
Yeah, I just think he could get back there. I don't know. Brad said he lost his confidence.
He can't get back.
He said
Green actually said on his podcast that he's lost offensive confidence. So like,
I think if he had his confidence back.
Well, that's a big if. Like you can't.
I think this nigga just bullshitting, bro. I think the nigga got back and shoulder injuries. I think the addition of KD as well. He didn't really need to be that well-rounded offensively. And then along with those injuries, like I just stated, his jump shot became
like it'd be different if he was shooting. He's not even shooting.
Like his jump shot became like much different. Like before, he actually used to shoot in a much more fluid motion. Now it's more push. Like. When he's shooting, it looks like his back is arching. Like he doesn't have the same type of like jump shot he had pre-injury. Sorry. So I just don't think he will be the same offensive player. Even finishing wise, he doesn't get to the rim as much. He doesn't finish as well as much. He's not as explosive anymore. And he doesn't, like, when there's contact finishing, he doesn't take it as well as he used to do. So, like, those things just come with being older and injuries. And Bam is just much better at all those things. And that's just what it is. That's not disrespect to Draymond. It's just him getting older. That's all it is, bro.
Yeah. So, I mean, the initial point why I brought this up is in the NBA right now, if the criteria of super team is 3 stars, then how many super teams are in the NBA right now? Would the Celtics be a super team with Porzingis?
No.
Yes. Everything is a super team now.
Nah.
Everything?
Yeah. What? Back if you dropped the prime LeBron on it, it's a super team. We gotta keep it same.
What are we talking about?
There's about 3 super teams in the league right now.
I didn't want to go back to this. See,
there's about 3 solid super teams.
Like, what does it mean to be a star in the NBA?
The Suns ain't a super team.
I mean,
that's definitely a super team. That's the superstar of teams.
I was just bullshitting about the other teams, but the Suns ain't a super team.
I knew you was bullshitting about the other team. Nah, the Suns is a super team. Yeah.
No, I was about to say, woo.
That is the super team right now.
Top 10 players on the same squad.
So y'all think Miami will be a super team, right?
No.
I mean, they got 2 top 10 players too, wouldn't they?
I mean, I don't think the terminology matters when you say.
Well, y'all got Jimmy and Dame in your top 10.
Jimmy gotta be in the top 10.
Yeah, I got borderline. Yeah.
How many players are on Miami's roster right now? Do y'all have like 8 players right now? Like, do y'all even have a full roster? Who's on the team?
See the thing, Dub. I go by age, bro. Jimmy and Dame about to be 34 this year, bro. So I mean, can we really call them a super team? I don't know, bro. Like,
I mean, if they play at that level potentially, my thing with super teams is the terminology is kind of useless if there's not a huge gap between the top team, that's the super team, and the rest of
the right. I agree.
Like most people, when they see the Heat, even with Dame, some people are still arguing that they might lose to the Celtics, they might lose to the Bucks. Even the Suns, people are saying they might lose to the Nuggets, might lose to the Lakers. So, I mean, I personally think the Suns might be really, really dangerous, but I'm not with it.
2020, in 2021 and 2022, I remember people trying to be like, oh, yeah, the Nets defense is going to sit here and keep them from winning. So, I see them losing to the Bucks. I see them losing to the Lakers. And then they did the same thing next season with Russ, LeBron, and AD before they had the regular season. Where they were debating with that. So they were always debating with that. And would you say that the Nets were a super team?
The Nets, I definitely would say super team, not the Lakers. But the Nets in the situation.
Why not?
But they were having.
When we're talking about injuries,
but the Nets,
when injuries play a part, then that's something I still think that's kind of something.
But that's not. It's not about the injuries. It's about what these guys were talking about. And in that time frame, they were talking about the Nets were going to lose and not win.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't agree with that.
Yes,
James Harden, Kyrie, and KD. I think if they're all healthy, they're just running through the league and winning a championship. I honestly think that for sure.
I don't think so. You can't count on Harden. Harden doesn't want to win.
He would have been like the third offensive option on the Nets. Like they're beating the Bucks.
But Riddell, what I'm saying is at that time frame, they were sitting here trying to hate on the Nets as if they weren't going to win.
Oh
they were still having those conversations until they went out there and played. It's like, nah, this unit is really balling like that. So I'm saying that even though they're having these conversations now, I don't think that should be a good point for you to say to say that this team is not a super team.
It would take Bam to have it would take Bam to have like a crazy year in order for like us to consider it a super team.
No, but
like,
look, what's the format of a super team? 2 top superstars and 1 star.
I got 2 top 10 caliber players and then like a top 25
and a
player.
Star, right?
Yeah. Like 3. If you have 3 guys that could be on an all NBA team, what the fuck are we doing? That's OD.
And Bam could make a 3rd all NBA team any given moment. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That is a fact. He can make 3rd team at any given time.
It's really touchy for me considering like when the number 1 superstar, usually these conversations, that guy's not a top 10, he's a top 5. like the
That's true.
Warriors, or it's KD.
And ain't
Steph,
neither
they're
one
both
of them
top
top 5.
five.
Jimmy or Dame is not top 5.
Yeah,
Exactly.
this would be
Playoff
more
time,
like
they're
the
fringe
Celtics.
top
This would
10.
be more like the Celtics big three with who was that? Paul Pierce, KG, and
That's what it's more like.
yeah,
That's what
it's more like that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree. I think it's more like that as well.
KG was.
I still think that
I
team's
mean,
a super
but
team.
KG was the top
Yeah, but
5
that was a
defender.
super team for its time, though. I will say that. Like
I just don't think there's a huge gap between
KG was the top 5
Heat and the rest
defender
of
in the
the
league. though.
league. And in the Celtics situation, I didn't think that either when it comes to those
Hold
Celtics
up.
and the rest
Was,
of the
was
league.
Ray Allen
So
was
we're
Ray
gonna have to
Allen a
see.
top 5 2 guard at that time?
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was Paul Pierce the top 5 small forward at the time?
Yeah.
He was the top 3.
Top 3. So it was LeBron, him, and who else?
LeBron.
Melo.
What you talking about?
And Melo? Not and back in 08.
Oh,
Yeah, it was Bron, Melo, and
Pierce,
Paul
KG,
Pierce.
and Ray Allen.
Paul Pierce. Yeah. Okay. So Kobe, Wade, and Ray Allen.
Huh?
Kobe, Wade.
Oh, okay. 2 guards.
No. I'm just thinking of the 2 guards.
Joe
like, at that time.
Johnson, Kobe, Wade.
Y'all
Was
don't
Joe
think
Johnson
y'all don't think Brandon Roy was top 5 at the time?
Oh wait,
Brandon Roy was crazy at that time.
I don't know about that. He wasn't known more than Ray Allen.
Hey fellas, I'm
Seattle.
gonna rotate the guests, but appreciate y'all for being up here, bro.
All right,
y'all be
fool.
easy,
No
bro.
worries.
Salute.
All right. Yeah.
Peace. Oh man. All right, KB. I'm gonna get some other guys some love because we about to be out soon. So I want to get as many people up here. All right, brother.
All right, bro. Appreciate y'all.
No problem. Appreciate you, bro. Be safe. Oh, say it.
No, I said you too. Don't worry.
Thank you. Oh, I'm such a goofball, bro. What's good, fellas?
What's up,
the man, the legend, the warrior.
What's good? What's good?
Chilling, bro. What's
Hey,
good with
hey,
you?
Dub, real quick, because I was hearing what the other people were saying while you were gone and when you came back and whatnot about Bam Adebayo.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that people are sitting here and acting like Bam's not in the current day. He's not a top 3 center. He's not a top 5 defensive player. He's not getting all defensive teams. But we act like these other teams that were built, their third player is just clearly better than Bam. And I don't think that's true. I think if we're going to consider some of the teams super teams, we got to consider a team with Dame, Jimmy, and Bam a super team. Because the depth that they have good role players. They have 2 top players. And the third player is also an elite defender and one of the top bigs in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So do you consider all super teams, all big threes a super team? Like, does any big three?
No, because I also take in part their role players and what else they also have on the roster. If you just have 3 players and nothing else, it's a little iffy for me.
2011 wasn't a super team.
Are you talking about the Heat?
Yeah.
I think it was, but I think it became better in like 2012, 2013.
Mm-hmm.
I think 2011 it was becoming a super team, but I don't think they had the right pieces.
The thing that's so funny about these Miami and talks, it's just so stupid. If we give up Hero, we made the finals without Hero. So it's not like whose mic is that?
Whose mic is that?
Hold up. Was Mark?
That's wild.
I don't know what the hell that was. Or maybe it was
Yeah.
me.
Well, yeah,
but the
you
thing
also
with
got
the
to
thing,
take in part what they do before that star of the team gets there too. Like
yeah.
Miami,
So if we give up Hero, right? If we give up Hero, it doesn't make sense. What the?
Oh my
fuck?
god, bro!
Who is that? Yo, am I fucking tripping or was everyone muted?
everyone was muted, but it was still going.
What the fuck?
Dub, you're cooked.
If that happens again, I'm just ending the fucking show because that's some crazy shit. I'm not gonna hold you. What the hell is going on?
Well, read the last super chat before we might have to end the show.
You need top 5. You need top 5 caliber player for Team D super team, in my opinion. I don't think so.
Mars, why look like you spray hella Vaseline on your face?
I'm just shiny.
I don't think so because if we're looking at the Miami Heat, right? It's so fucking stupid. And I'm gonna try to say this again. Tyler Hero missed the whole entire postseason run. We still made it to the finals. Tyler Hero last season was hurt. Went to Game 7 with Boston, and he didn't even play well in last season. So one of the pieces that we are gonna give up, he didn't help us to get to where we were. Besides, like the regular season, Duncan Robinson. This was the only year where we say Duncan Robinson, outside like 2020 as well, where he was the reason like we made like a key catalyst to what we were doing in the postseason. Last season, he wasn't doing that shit. So we went to Game 7 with Boston with Duncan Robinson not being there like that. That's another guy that could be traded up. Kyle Lowry, this season played good off the bench, but last season he wasn't that great. But if you don't think that Damian Lillard could sit here and replace the absence of like a Kyle Lowry and Tyler Hero, I mean, you're delusional in my opinion. I think he could definitely replace that and make them even better. So the whole idea of, oh, they're going to have to give up so much, lose Tyler Hero, lose Duncan Robinson, and lose Kyle Lowry, they're going to have no depth. Well, then you're not paying attention to what he have been doing for the last 4 years, number one. Number two, you're not paying attention that we're still probably going to have Caleb Martin and Josh Richardson. They were good. And then you're not paying attention that we're going to have the best coach in the NBA as well, where we just make good players out of nothing. So it's just people don't understand shit, bro. They're stupid.
I just don't. I don't think it's possible for like a league today to like, you know how like crazy the team has to be built for it to have a super team, because the league is just so talented. It's not 2011 when everybody, you know, when the league was thinned out and you had LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh just dominating. You can't do that. You have to have the players be top 10 players with a top 25 player, and they have to fit well together for that to work. And they still might need to have a bench behind them, because I just don't see a team dominating this next era. I just feel like the league has just gotten so much better. I don't see one
Celtics didn't dominate. They went to 7 games with almost every series, and they still were considered a super team.
They had Doc Rivers coaching.
Well, doesn't that help the Heat argument as a super team if they have Eric Spo?
Yeah,
I agree. Eric Spoelstra was their biggest superstar.
Well, and Dub, let me ask you, right? Because if you get Dame on the Heat, when it comes to playoff time, are y'all relying on Dame to be your number one, or are you gonna let Jimmy do it?
They could, it'll be both.
It can't be both because Dame can't do it.
I think they'll play off each other.
Oh my God! I'm gonna ask him a question to answer it for him.
I said it could be both. Nah, it can't be both because Dame ain't the answer. What the fuck? You seen that dude in the background, Mars?
No.
Who the hell?
What do you?
Nah, it's some weirdo. That was the dude that's probably messing stuff up. Nah, you out of here, brother. You're banned.
Damn, you kicked Mark like that. That's crazy.
Dang.
Nah, bro, I don't play with that. He had red lights in the background and all that. Fuck that.
Oh no.
No.
You said what?
About to get freaky for you.
Nah, I don't play with that, bro. I don't play with that.
He said Mars got the
Jalen Green for Mars. Hey, Dub, just don't be surprised if y'all get Dame and y'all lose because of Dame.
They need more than just Dame, though, bro.
I don't think we do. I think we'll having Dame.
I'm talking about you need a big man.
Having Dame is probably to combat the Nuggets, but outside. But the thing is with that, we're gonna have consistent offense that would sit here and put bring Jokic out from the paint and him respect that shot, and it could open up things for the whole entire offense because of that. So it's like we're attacking their weakness at the same time they're going to attack ours. Yeah. And I think that we are more suited because I think Bam did play good defense. It was just Jokic. I think we are more suited
he rebounded by himself.
Yeah, but don't take on
hey, I mean, it is what it is. But the Nuggets,
no, I'm saying somebody to help him, like a Plumlee, somebody like that. You don't need no.
They got Kevin Love. They got Kevin Love and the God Thomas Bryant.
And
Thomas Bryant. Yeah, you good then.
They're gonna have to.
I forgot about
He's
that.
lying about Dame being consistent offense.
We haven't had Dame hasn't had a consistent like really.
Dame is not a consistent offensive player. Dame
Okay.
will go out there one game and get you 40.
But you got Jimmy. That's what you got Jimmy for.
He will give you 20 balls.
Double. That's what
He
you
will
got
give you
Jimmy
20
for.
on 25 shots.
Hey, if he gives you 41 night and 20 the next, he's averaging 30. What are we talking about?
All right. And then you got Jimmy over there doing
In
his
a
shit.
7-game series, he can give you a 35 game. In the rest of the games, he's going to drop 25 on
That's
25
okay.
shots.
Hey, that guy's averaging 29 a game. What are we
That's
talking
better
about?
than what they got in the finals this year from the backups.
If you get into a matchup with Jamal Murray, I promise Jamal Murray is playing better than Dame.
He might.
No, is Jamal Murray a better player than Dame?
He might fuck around
in the playoffs. Yeah,
bro. How many?
Jamal Murray. So, who would you rather have on your team, Jamal Murray or Damian Lillard?
On a playoff run, I am taking Jamal Murray.
Yeah,
as the number one option.
Hell no.
No. In general, I'm taking Jamal Murray.
I wish you could see Damian Lillard next to Jokic, and then you wouldn't be. So
Dame would go crazy next to Jokic.
They would.
Dame hasn't had the support system
We're
around.
gonna have to start applying Jokic tax for Jamal Murray because people are overreacting.
A little bit.
Because this is crazy. The stuff he's being compared to people he's not in the same.
Oh, that was crazy. The Penny Hardaway joke. That's wild.
There's like multiple guards I'll take over Dame in a playoff series.
De'Aaron Fox over Jamal.
I want to hear these
I'm
names. I do want to hear these
De'Aaron
names.
Fox. I might take Jalen Brunson.
Hey, Jalen Brunson, that's not crazy. That's not crazy.
It's not crazy. No, you're right. It's
Not
not crazy.
Brunson over Damian Lillard is not crazy.
No, I'm saying Jamal Murray. I thought you were talking about Jamal Murray.
No, he's talking about Damian Lillard.
Oh no, you crazy as hell. I thought you was.
In the playoff series that we've seen from all of them, who's played better? Brunson, Fox, Dame.
Smaller sample size, though,
who
bro.
played the worst?
In a series or a run?
Jokic is really
in a playoff run.
That's like playing with Shaq.
How many playoffs has Brunson been in? What, 2?
And in both of them, in
okay, but it's a different. Like I said, it's the sample size. Like you going off 2. How many has Dame been in?
We've also seen.
She look like a horse.
Has Brunson not been the number one in the playoff series?
One time.
I'm not gonna lie. It comes
he's
down to standards. I'm not gonna lie. It does come down to standards because if you held Jalen Brunson to the Damian Lillard standard, there was a game against the Cavs where Jalen Brunson was terrible, but we don't care because he's not held to that standard of Dame. So you don't remember the games where when Jalen Brunson is 6 for 19.
Because you don't remember him to do it.
Because you don't care. You don't care about his bad games because he's Jalen Brunson, and that's the issue I have when it comes to that. Like right now, I'm box score watching right now. Game two against the Cavs. Jalen Brunson was 5 for 17. Like if that was Damian Lillard, they lost by 17 points. If Damian Lillard did that, he's crucified.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter because it's.
Then nobody
Jalen
even
Brunson.
blink an eye when Jalen Brunson did that. They were just like, "Oh, all right."
What you mean?
It is what it is.
In the Discord, we were talking crazy about Brunson for doing that.
It just doesn't matter.
You said who was?
Can we not talk about
while we were watching the game in the Discord, we were talking crazy about Brunson for playing.
Oh, probably in the game, but after that, didn't nobody care.
No, we said that Brunson needs to step it up, and he did.
Game 3 against the Heat, 7 for 20. They lost by 19. No one cares.
I think he had that one great game where he played every minute, though. That's about it.
He had a few great games in that season. I remember the series. Jalen Brunson played great, but I'm just saying he has terrible games that no one cares about because he's not held to the standard.
Yeah,
and that's fine. He's not that good. He
terrible
doesn't need to
games,
be held to that standard.
But Dame has had terrible series.
Every superstar.
He's also played further in the playoffs.
A lot more, yeah.
And he's also held to a higher standard.
He didn't make it further than Brunson. They made it the same. They made it to the exact same
I'm saying, but how many years? How many years has
best player in his
Brunson done
team?
it by
Jalen
himself?
Brunson back up to Luka Doncic.
And that year Dame made it far. He didn't look like the best player, but
For the whole playoff run, probably.
I don't think you to considering how big of a cheat code Jokic is, bro. It's easy to play with Jokic, bro. He has so much gravity offensively.
Yeah.
It makes everything easier. Like if Dame is next to Jokic, bro.
If Dame was next to Jokic, people would call him the best point guard in the league.
Yes.
They would.
And I'm 100%. If Dame was next to Jokic doing what he does in Portland, next to that guy, people would say he's better than Steph.
He would.
They say he would. They would say he was better than who?
They'd say he was better. They would say Damian Lillard is better than Steph if he played with Jokic.
Oh, they probably would. If they won a championship like that, they probably would.
Yes.
They have multiple rings by now.
Can Jamal Murray do what Dame did?
No, I don't think so. Not by himself.
Exactly.
So,
Can he be the best player on those Portland teams and do what Dame did?
carry the team through a regular season and all that? Nah, I don't think he could do that by himself. No.
Case
Now, if
closed.
you're talking about the
Yeah, now we
playoffs, then we talking about something different. But regular season, I'm gonna take Dame.
You understand that it's going to be more
Yeah,
difficult in the playoffs.
regular
This team
season,
has
there's
to
a lot
game
of
plan
very
to
good
get some.
players.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Well,
Julius
depending on
Randle.
what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Depending if you're talking
regular
about regular
season,
No,
I'm like,
Julius Randle's not even good in the
yeah,
regular season. That's just the box
regular
score, but it's
season,
fine.
I'm taking a lot of players. Regular
That's what I'm
season,
saying.
I'm
You gotta
like,
clarify what you're talking
Facts,
about.
Alan.
If
No,
you,
this Jamal
yeah, no,
Murray recency
yeah,
bias is
no,
disgusting.
I
Facts.
said
Jamal
in the
Murray is on
playoffs.
that Jalen Brunson. You know what I'm saying? I don't
He's
even
in
think
that
he's on
bottom
the.
of the top 10 point guards too. That's what he is.
Yeah,
He's
like I
not.
don't
he
even
is
think
definitely at
he's
the
on.
bottom. I don't even think he's
Trae
top
Young.
10.
I'm taking
He
Trae
might not
Young
be
better
top 10,
than
but
him.
he's in
Ja
that
Morant
realm.
better
That's
than
where
him.
he is.
Yeah, he around like 13, something like that.
I heard
13
Paul
to
Pierce say
11.
he was the best point guard in the league.
Paul
Man, get the
Pierce
fuck
don't know
out
what
of
he be
here.
talking about.
Paul Pierce, he lost his job. He lost his mind. That's what happened.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Respect
nobody
Paul
want to
Pierce. That's
listen
a
to him.
finals MVP.
He said he better than D Wade.
That's
Is he
what
not?
He's not.
Paul,
He is.
How is he not? Let's talk about
You
it.
have
Let's talk
Paul
about it.
Pierce better than D Wade right now. You serious or you trolling?
I asked why
what
is
you
Paul
got.
Pierce not better than D Wade? That's it. Why is he not better than D Wade?
D
To me
Wade
personally,
is a. Go ahead. You go first. I'll go after
No,
you.
it's my show.
All
Don't
right.
do that. Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yes.
Oh, why is he better than Paul Pierce? One, rings already put you up there.
He's cooked. He's cooked. He's cooked.
Damn, somebody got cooked.
He's a better defender. He scores.
You should have started your
damn near
argument with
just.
We ain't listening no more. We ain't listening no more.
All right, you trolling. All right, bro.
You got cooked. You got cooked.
You didn't say anything.
Hey, all I
what are you
know
talking about?
is if Paul
You
Pierce
cooked
played
yourself.
with
You
Shaq
cooked yourself
and
with the first 3 words.
I'm just giving the
Paul Pierce
obvious
played
thing.
with Shaq and LeBron and all them, he would have got that many rings.
Dub. If someone asks you why is D Wade better than Paul Pierce, what's the first thing you'd say?
Don't do that. Bro.
Why is D Wade better than Paul Pierce?
Yeah, what's the first argument you'd make?
Rings out of the way.
Consistency in the postseason would probably be the number one for me.
This man said
making.
Would rings be the first thing you say?
That's
No.
it's part of the argument though. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get that out the way. He has more rings.
You're cooked, buddy.
Yeah, all right. Y'all niggas don't know ball. All right, it's all right. You're
the one who brought rings. I ain't know.
Bro, you still, but you're not even gonna let me finish my point though. Like,
nah, I don't want to.
Clearly, Paul got
don't
one.
want
You got 3. All right.
Yeah, that's a terrible argument. We're not
you got it, champ. You got it, champ.
Yeah,
you're a smart guy.
Thank you. I have nothing I want to say for the next 9 minutes, so you guys either talk or I can end the show. So
I'm gonna get this off.
There we
go. Ahead.
Trade Jaylen Brown for DeJounte Murray.
Jaylen Brown for DeJounte Murray.
Why?
I was about to say that. Why?
Get rid of Jaylen Brown. I don't feel like those two.
Yeah, but the problem, that people.
I'm just trying to start controversy.
What's wrong with you? Dub, what's wrong with you?
Part of the reason, part of the problem.
I'm just
Jaylen
getting
Brown,
this sharp pain. I don't know. I'm just getting a sharp pain in my abdomen. I don't know.
You have a hernia. Do you have a hernia?
No, I don't.
You have kidney stones. You have kidney stones.
No, I don't. I drink water.
Wait, Millie, what? The different.
It's like when I breathe.
What would DeJounte Murray
it's like
do to
I
help
get
in the playoffs?
Maybe that water's making its way down. Oi! All right. It's cool. It's
okay.
But D Wade, we talking the D Wade and Paul George shit. No way we're gonna try to come.
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce. Get the fuck out of it. Oh, Paul Pierce, that's easy. Defense, passing, playmaking, consistent scoring. What Paul Pierce? What he does? Shoots better. That's it.
He just scores. That's it.
He shoots better. That's it.
And he can't defend.
Honestly,
longevity.
No.
Not
really. It's one in the same.
It's a slight edge, but I'll give it.
They're relatively the same.
Wade was one of the best big man blockers at the
D Wade's longevity is about 7 years, maybe.
How long is Pierce? Like when he was good,
at least 9.
When he was good,
yeah,
at least 9.
Not 2 years.
Hey, that's not the same thing.
I'll give it to Paul Pierce because the drop off was less. Like D Wade was so great that his drop off was more drastic than Paul Pierce because Paul Pierce was better.
In Brooklyn though, when this nigga was falling all over the floor.
I mean, forgetting when Paul Pierce was hitting game winners in the playoffs in like 2015.
Hey,
wasn't he on the Wizards?
He was on the Wizards.
Good game. Like, what are we talking about?
Come on, bro.
With John Wall?
Yeah, where was John Wall taking the last shot?
That's your guy too.
He fed him the bucket.
No, that was ISO right there. That was ISO. That was getting to the finals MVP.
I see Joe Johnson get an ISO and cook him.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad.
Joe Johnson.
Hey, Joe Johnson killed a lot of people on ISO.
Joe Johnson's one of those clutch players of all time.
Yeah,
Have you seen that though, Mars? Have you seen that clip?
What, where he put Paul Pierce on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he did it twice to him, right?
Yo. I seen Kobe hit a game winner in D-Wade's face.
Bro, it's Kobe.
Like,
yeah, have you seen Kobe's percentages on game winners?
I don't care about that.
Oh, here we go.
Like, bro, I don't care about that.
Trade job
20%
from
of Kobe's
Mikal.
game winners are on D-Wade. Like,
Trade
I mean,
job
that's
from
good
Mikal
though.
Bridges.
That means he's gonna challenge him. You said who?
Trade job from Mikal Bridges.
No.
What?
Man,
So
who is
the winner?
Question.
Brooklyn.
Who is Mikal Bridges? What is Mikal Bridges' ceiling?
Johnny Grant. No, I'm
What?
trolling.
He could be better.
Mikal Bridges' ceiling is Dale Ellis.
Dale Ellis.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't see Dale Ellis.
I mean, if we're
I don't, bro, what?
Mars,
Respect Dale
no,
Ellis.
no.
Bro, Dale Ellis, bro.
Why not?
mean,
Dub?
He's
Why
not
not,
even.
Dub?
He's not the defender that fucking.
I say
bitches.
Brandon Ingram.
Where's Mikal Bridges' offensive load goes up, his defense declines. This year in Brooklyn, his defense wasn't as good as it was in Phoenix.
yeah,
He wasn't a
He's
great
better
defender.
than, he's still better than. He wasn't a great. He was a good defender. He was better than Dale Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a better defender than Dale Ellis. Offensively,
Who said?
they're the same
You said
person.
Brandon Ingram?
Oh, you're talking about offensively.
Offensively,
Okay,
Mikal Bridges and Dale
offense-
Ellis are the same person.
Okay, that's different. Okay. Yeah, Dale Ellis, that's not too bad then. I thought you were talking
Offensively,
about as a player, motherfucker. I'm like Dale Ellis. I'm
They're
like,
the same person offensively, I promise you.
okay.
Except
Yeah,
Dale
you're-
Ellis.
you're not wrong.
Shout out to Dale Ellis.
You was.
He's like third in scoring.
Mikal, bro. That's
Isn't he a better shooter than Clay? Or that what Ticket say? Didn't Ticket say that?
Who?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard Ticket speak about Dale Ellis. I'm not gonna lie.
You never heard him say? I remember I made a clip about him and Dale Ellis.
No.
Oh, really?
I did, because he was naming players that was better than 3-point shooter than Kyle Korver. That's who it was.
Oh, okay.
Kyle
Dale
Korver?
Ellis, Kyle Korver. That's who it was. Yep, and he said Dale Ellis.
You think
was
he'd
better.
love Kyle Korver the way he preaches Duncan Robinson?
I don't
That's
know.
facts.
I don't know what Ticket, bro. Anymore. Oh no, Mars. He didn't do it in the biggest stage, bro. He didn't. He wasn't having moments like.
Kyle Korver was in the finals. He missed
Yeah,
that.
he ain't
that-
shooting.
that-
Yeah, he
that-
missed.
that-
He missed, Mars.
Yeah, if he made that, though, top 2 shooter of all time. Bro.
Facts. And he didn't make deep postseason runs, Mars.
Not many. Well,
But he
no,
was
not
an
many.
all-star on a 60-win Hawks team that was in the conference
He
finals.
was.
But did he
Didn't
make
he
a
make
deep
it?
postseason run, Mars?
He was in the conference finals.
Did he make a deep postseason run?
yeah, he made it 3 rounds.
So deep means finals. Is that what you're saying?
No. What was he? No, you're not hearing me. You're not hearing me.
Oh,
Did he make a deep postseason run while making big plays after big plays for his crew? I swear to God, I'm arguing just like Ticket because he'll just add on a point like it's nothing.
You did just do that. It's like, okay. He even got the "you're not hearing me" shit down. Now. You didn't do that. You didn't do that a while ago.
That's how Ticket. If y'all pay, that's how Ticket argues. He would say his point, then he'll be like, "No, you're not hearing me," and add on another point.
Yep.
He did
And
not
it throws
say
you
before.
off. It throws you off. Bro, it ask you something else in the middle of you talking and be like, "Oh shit."
No,
That's how
but
he gets
seriously,
you.
did he make a postseason run doing what Duncan Robinson was doing?
Nah,
coming
not
off
like
the bench.
that. Not like that.
What?
Not the way Duncan elevated.
Putting the ball on the floor, hitting big shots.
This year he was putting the ball on the floor. That
Was he doing
the
it?
ball on the floor, going to the threes?
Huh?
Was he doing it?
He
was
didn't
shooting
need
better
to
than
because
him
he
in
could
the
just get the ball and shoot.
No.
But he
You're
wasn't hitting,
not
though.
hearing me, Mars. You're not hearing me. Then he was shooting the ball. You dumb son of a bitch. He was shooting the ball. He was putting the ball on the floor, creating for his guys. And he was doing it. Whoa. And he was doing it at the highest level. At the highest level, bro. And he has one of the purest jump shots I've ever seen in my life.
Duncan? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he do got a nice shot. I don't know why.
Okay, then. So you ether. You got set to the ether, motherfucker. Stop playing with me. I'm gonna hand you your cup of tea, Slayer.
And put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I love Ticket, bro. By far, and for everyone in the chat, Ticket's a really genuine dude, bro. Really genuine.
No, you can tell.
Really
tell.
genuine, nice guy.
I'm a real genuine.
No, you're not. Dub, I stayed up till 6 a.m. to come here, man.
That's the guy you kicked. Oh no.
There's no way.
Oh, Dub.
6 a.m. is crazy.
Next show.
Dang.
You will be.
He's gonna be asleep next show. Look at the time for him right now. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry.
You gotta sing him a song.
Write a complaint to HR, Mark. We'll get
You know what it was? The noise disappeared when he left, so I thought it was him.
You thought he was trying to ruin the show.
I thought it was him, so that's why. Then I seen the red lights. I thought it was a little troll. I was like, oh, it's just some weirdo trying to fuck us up. But I guess maybe not. We'll see. I'm telling you, put Bridges instead of Ja defensively. That team gives everyone hell.
Oh, yeah, and offensively, they run out of the stars to get the ball.
On the same tier as players like Mikal Bridges and Ja. Do you think they're on the same tier?
is like
no.
6 above him.
He's how many?
He's on the same tier as what?
I didn't say what tier he's on the same as.
You cut out a little bit.
No, Ja is definitely the
better.
better player of the two.
And his ceiling is probably higher too.
Well, I don't think that's up for discussion. His ceiling being higher.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like the video, subscribe. Sorry, Mark. Peace.